Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Tracy Shuchart, senior economist, and here's what happened while we were away. We had a 10-year auction. While crude has held on to most of its daily move throughout lunchtime, Treasury yields did give back a majority of their decline ahead of the 10-year auction. That effective concession was sufficient enough to ensure a decent result for the sale, but not one quite as good as yesterday's 3-year offering. The auction stopped at 4.282%, a small tail from the 4.28 bid cover. As well as, indirects were not as aggressive buyers as they were on the 3-year. They're 63.5% was below average. Directs, 23.9%, took up most of the slack. Dealer takedown was only 10.8%, only slightly above average. Meta Platforms has announced the launch of Muse Spark. What it says is the first in a series of large language models built by Meta Superintelligence Labs. They said Muse Spark is purpose-built for Meta's products that will deliver smarter and faster Meta AI and over time unlock new features that cite recommendations and content people across Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. Meta is up 5% on that. Moving on, we have there seems to be some confusion about the 10-point ceasefire plan. A U.S. official said that the 10-point ceasefire plan published by Iran is not the same set of conditions that were agreed to by the White House for pausing the war. The document being reported by media outlets is not the working framework, said the senior official. Iranian state media published a 10-point plan that notably included continued Iranian control over the Strait of Hormuz, an end to international sanctions on the country, and acceptance of their uranium enrichment plans. These items do seem contrary to Washington's public statement about what it wants Iran to do, so we'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, passage of oil tankers has been stopped, according to the Iranian news agencies, and a drone struck Saudi Arabia's key pipeline, though no damage was reported. And then I just want to add a couple notes on the crude curve, because obviously the front end has collapsed in energy. It does signal that we're easing panic, but not the elimination of the risk. The curve is still warning that deeper inflationary and geopolitical consequences are far from resolved. Obviously, we have seen the agreement triggering a massive unwind across front end energy, crude products, diesel, gasoline, but underneath that curve, it's far less convinced. So deferred crude still remains relatively sticky, with year-end barrels still holding above $70. That's a notable premium to the pre-conflict structure, and the strip continues to price a geopolitical and inflation risk premium through 2030 compared to late February. That suggests the market is moving to discount the immediacy of the disruption, but not the durability of the resolution. So keep an eye on crude markets still. I'm not sure that we're completely out of the water on that one. And with that, I will hand it off to Jim for an Edge report.
Thank you, Tracy. Let's start with the 30-year U.S. Treasury bond market. This is a daily candle chart on our screen. And as we talked about it earlier, we were in this 6-day consolidation pattern, right? And I have it framed by a couple of rectangles. The rectangle on the bottom is support. The rectangle on the top is resistance, looking like a hamburger bun. And in the middle is the meat, or the bars of the bodies of the candles. Now, that area of support started around 113 in 30 seconds. Remember, this market is traded in 30 seconds. And then the area of resistance at the top starts around almost at 114 handle, at 113.31. And you could just kind of see every time a wick kind of penetrates to the upside, sellers brought us back down. Sellers brought us back down, back down, back down, back down, every single time. On the downside, same thing. We dipped below into the rectangle. Buyers pushed us back up. It's creating this really tight channel. And in the middle is that 8 EMA. It's slowly trying to wind up a little bit and converge with the green line, which is the 21 EMA. Now, today's candle popped above, like not a little bit, but a lot of bit, right? Remember, this is a crude oil news-driven markets that we're trading right now, and that wick hit that 115 handle, which was cool. That's a pretty big jump. Right now, the body of the candle is kind of small, and it's back toward the old area of resistance, which is now the area of support for me. So we'll see where we close. If we close above there, then it's going to kind of cement the idea that support is going to start approximately around that 114 to 114.03 level as well, maybe creating another sideways channel. I don't know. Alternatively, this could be a head fake, and we could end up back into the channel at a moment's notice. So I'm going to keep an eye on bonds to see where we go with this. Intraday, there's probably not a lot to do for the rest of the day, of course, unless some really dramatic news hits the streets. But right now, we're trading toward the low of the session, as the daily candle suggests, right down by that one-day max. I know it's a little bit weird thinking the one-day max is at the bottom of the chart, but that's because of that big rip that we had and that big gap that we had overnight. So that's an area of interest nonetheless. Previous session's highs are a little bit lower than that, 114.06. So we get a little bit of sell off here. We get a little bit of a target. The Globex close was at 05. And then this high vol level, remember we talked about the importance of high vol levels. This high vol level is at 114 even. We're still pretty far above it. So far, knock on wood, we'll see. But we start trading below it, and we could kind of chase this thing down pretty quickly, and then we have some targets lower down. We're below session VWAP. We lost VWAP in the rearview mirror around 10 o'clock. Point of control. This is the interesting part. Point of control is way up here at 114, 27, 30 seconds. So the bulls are thinking, aha, that could be a potential target. But we haven't seen that price since the 9 to 930 candle, which is a long time ago. Competing point of control, number one at 18, and then the second competing point of control, and closing on a big green candle. The next body, it's a 3-candle pattern. The next body is a small body candle. You know, and the small body could have been a little higher, but it was a little bit lower. That's okay. The third candle was a big green candle. I know it looks a little bit gray, but that's only because my pattern software is putting it up that way. So boom, sure enough, then we started to rally up. So that was a good reversal pattern right there. It doesn't always work, but it's a pattern that you could add natively to the NinjaTrader desktop platform. It's one of the indicators. So in any event, right now I'm looking at this 8 EMA about to cross over the 21. It's touching it right now. It might not do it, but it's trying to. And then we blew through the 50 and the 150 simple. So this is quite a rally up, and it's pretty sticky. There's, the shadow at the top of this candle isn't that big, or the wick, whatever you want to call it. So prices are still pretty good. Let's shoot over to an intraday chart and see where we're at with price targets right now. Right now the high of the day is, this is pretty good resistance right here at 48.46. Now I'd frame it up to 48.50 just to round it off. Where resistance is. We're trying to push up here a little bit. P-shaped volume profile. A couple of PAX lines a little bit higher at 68.89 and 69.02. They're both pretty close together. Let's open this up really quickly here, and just to kind of see what have you done for me lately. I did anchor a volume profile to the regular trading hours, and that's that orange kind of volume profile right there. And it's not surprising. The point of control is the same as the session point of control at 68.15 and a quarter. Now we've been trading above session VWAP though ever since lunchtime, and so that's kind of encouraging as well. We had an equal and opposite, but then another kind of decent sized green candle forming kind of a xylophone pattern, and now we're trying to break through this area, what I would call resistance, starting around 68.26. So again, we'll see if we could have a break above that IB high. That IB high is 68.36. So it looks like it's trying to do that as we speak right now. Above that, well, we have the overnight highs, and then we have those PAX lines. Below there, should we get some bad news? Be careful. Call resistance is super important at 6,800. And right now, that seems to be in the rearview mirror, which is going to probably lend itself to more of a slow grind up since we're above that call resistance. Once we get below it, then it could accelerate quickly, but we're not below it. And my hope and prayer is we won't get below it, but we'll see how that goes. That's this afternoon's Edge Report. We are ready for the main event. We have three very talented traders joining us today. Let's welcome Salma, Tanja Trades, and Jack Gleason. Hi, guys. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. What's the over-under on how many positions Jack has open right now?
3.
Three.
They can see in the background. I got 2 limits, no positions. I just got stopped out, so I just have limits right now.
Wow. Okay. Well. Let's get right into it then. Show us what you got, Jack. What's your thought process for this afternoon?
So, we just kind of broke out in the indexes. ES getting almost up to the new high of the afternoon, and oil breaking down through this consolidation. It's been in oil, looking for pullbacks to get into both of them, and then continuations from there. Top side resistance I got, if we get up to like 20, and I just saw you like my tweet last night. I had upside targets. Last night I was trading pretty late in the night, but 68.39 is going to be my upside resistance level for some time in the ES. So if we do start pressing up towards that 68.39, I'll probably back off the longs and let a deeper pullback happen. And then same thing, anything above like a 25,200 here in the NQ. If we start trading up there, I'm going to be reversing my bias on those highs, but looking for a continuation up into those levels. And that's what I got.
Awesome. All right. Selma, what are you thinking?
Yeah, to me right now, I'm pretty short bias going into the afternoon. I don't really see how the market is still holding up on ES right now. Hourly looks like this can be like a setup for shorts, which is why I literally just entered this maybe a couple minutes ago. I would like to see us sell off into the close. Again, I don't know how likely that is since the market is holding up, but this is probably the only trade I'll take on shorts. It's the only setup I'm seeing as of right now.
Got it. Tanya.
Yeah, I have no positions on right now. Caught some shorts this morning. I'm looking to see. Actually, I think right now is a really important level for ES. We had these equal highs at 68.29 and 3/4, and we just took out that afternoon high from 1 p.m. Nasdaq is lagging a bit, so I'd like to see if we're going to continue bearishness for that to actually be a divergence and to see some weakness coming in, and then I'd be interested in getting in shorts. I think if Nasdaq comes back below midnight open, that would be an interesting short scenario. But if Nasdaq catches up and takes out that high, then hands off the shorts for me.
Got it. Very awesome. I do have some good news. At
Tell
4
us.
o'clock,
Do
at 4
tell.
o'clock today, we're being joined by Tendler. And Jared's going to have a retail therapy session. He's had it a couple of times. And the first person he's going to interview and talk to is our very own Selma. You guys are having your retail therapy session together. It's going to be great. Jared's a great guy. I just can't wait for that. And then we have another guest also, Elizabeth, who's going to also follow up with Selma and have a one-on-one with Jared. Now, it's important, if you guys are here, a couple things. One, we're going to give away 3 copies of his book, The Mental Game of Trading. I have it downloaded on my iPad. I read it occasionally. It applies to trading, but it really applies to life. It's a great book. So we're giving away 3 of them. Now the catch is this: you got to register. There's a link in the chat, and you have to be present to claim your prize. So you got to be here at 4 o'clock. At some point during that 4 to 5 hour, we're going to go ahead and announce the winner. So if you're interested, trust me, it's a great book. And it's one of these books where I'm going to read a couple of times in my life. It's not just a one read and done, because it's just so much good stuff in there, and it really helps you think. So that's going to happen. Starting at 4. Jared's going to be here at 4. The second part of that, too, is he will take questions from the chat. So if you're in the chat, pop in some questions. It's a huge opportunity. And I've met Jared before in person. He's a great guy and a super bright guy. So he's here to help. So for sure, get some questions into the chat when he's here. That's my good news.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, all right. Well, I am going to dip in the chat. I wish you guys the best of luck on any trades that you may or may not take this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Here
What's
we
up,
go.
guys?
Hello. How's everyone doing?
I had a
So far,
great
so good.
overnight session, but this morning I got long a little too early. On that first area that kind of was bidding around 1010 was stopped out, and then this move up, I was so close to getting long the ES on the lows and missed that trade, and that's been hard for me to catch this move up here out of that low. So last night was a better session for me. That was amazing. It was quite the move. Did anybody trade last night?
I did.
No. Of course you did, Salma.
I did. Really didn't want to, but I did. I took crude. I didn't touch the indices.
I actually got short. That was my first trade last night. I got short crude before the news hit. I got short crude at 6:15. And
oh damn, you were waiting for the open.
Yeah, I was waiting for the open. Well, I mean, I knew there was going to be a lot going on because of the overhang of information, potentially happening. And I got short at that 6:15 high, but man, did I not capitalize on that move, because my targets were hit at 6:30, and by the time we were moving, it was just like, it was so fast. We went $5 down in 5 minutes. All my targets were completed, then proceeded to drop another, $10 or $12 from where I entered. I was like, frustrating, but that's trading for you.
I know, right? Like, if we could top every top and bottom every tick, I mean, I would do it.
Yeah, that was just if you looked at the crude chart going into the close yesterday, we were just stair stepping lower, and then we had that gap down. There was some rumors circulating that a ceasefire was happening, and then of course I think it was a tweet, or I don't know if he said anything publicly, but what we gap up here today, 800 points in the NQ, something absurd.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. It was at least 900. I think it was like 960. It was insane.
960 was the gap up. My goodness. That's big. I actually I moved my limit that I had on when Jim put me on. That I would have low ticked that last little pullback, but I was like, do I really want to be that aggressive into here? And I just dropped it down, no fill. But I think we'll pull back here.
Yeah, I think this might be it's either pull back to this midnight open. I want to see what happens here at 25,103. Man, Nasdaq rage baited me this morning. Like, I was in shorts at like 9:54, and it barcoded for like 50 minutes today. All of this, I held through all of it. It was insane, all those wicks. And we got to the target, but it was definitely a test. All right, here we are at that midnight open area.
Ooh, come on, let's go. Let's freaking go.
Is that a headline?
Sure, definitely is. Definitely
is. Darn it.
Just need this to continue.
I love this market. Ugh.
Let's go now, Salma. I'm rooting for your shorts, and I'm looking for shorts too soon.
Jack, are you sarcastic about loving this market?
Yeah, because the headline. I mean, the headlines that. I like headlines when they go my way.
I freaking hate this market right now.
No, I was sarcastic.
I like volatility. It's pretty good.
I mean, just because in that situation,
crazy.
you go to a new high for the last 6-7 hours or whatever it is, new high since this morning, and then immediately dive. So that's just for me, that's a hard move to participate on. Just
nice job, Salma.
Wicks into
there you
a new
go.
high.
Thank you.
That SMT at the high. Yeah, I totally get it, Jack. Ooh, I like the volatility for sure. I think we're getting smoother.
Around, come more, do it again.
That was 100-point drop in 2 minutes. That was crazy. Or more. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll sit this one out. If it wants to keep dropping, have at it.
Yeah, we just traded the halfway back long for the day in the NQ at 25,000, like 39 area. That's the halfway back long from the low of the day. RTH session, of course. I just picked up the ES there. I don't even know what that was. I haven't seen anything
Me
come
neither.
across my.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, nothing on my end. Oh, there it
your
is.
Oh, Tracy said it.
old-fashioned scam candle.
Nope. Ceasefire violated.
Great. Here we go.
That's what they say. Yeah. Okay.
How long did that last? Not even 24 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Can't you guys just keep your weapons away for like a day?
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, this is ugly. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can scratch out of this. Yes, I just see where we are in 25 minutes. That's kind of what I like to do after you have something like that. Does the market care? Does the market not care? We watch the news right here. Tracy's our news reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Chat, how we doing, chat? I feel like we haven't talked to you guys yet. Unacceptable on our end.
I'm trying shorts from that. If we get back above midnight open, then I'll on the NASDAQ, then I'll get out. But like I think it's a good opportunity to get more shorts in.
Good luck. I like the way that the Russell is looking. Can see it dropping more. And then NQ, if it loses 27, I can see us dropping more as well.
Yeah, it was 100 points in the NQ and 23 in the ES there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice job, not nice job, but that's cool, Damon. Damon got his NinjaTrader swag.
Or timer. And what is it? Drawing.
I do some of the bigger time frame levels I eventually want to see is like a 24,000 or 24,855. I want to see in the NQ trade and 67.57. Those are going to give me like a really good reference point to trade from if we get down to 67.57s and 24,855. We'll see. Those might trade today or tomorrow. I don't know about today, but tomorrow possible.
Jack, we low-key got we We got faked out of our original shorts.
I know.
Those would have printed.
I
Pretty
know.
upset
Well,
about
I
that.
mean, we swept the the most local high in the ES. It's like, are you going to stay short through that sweep
Yeah.
in hopes that a headline hits? It's just like, unfortunately, you just gotta take it off.
I feel we might not even get too much action going into the close. And it's been
All we need is a nice missile launch.
Jack.
Some flying rockets. I'm kidding.
Oh, Jack.
Nice oil field bomb.
ES is back below midnight open. So it's looking good for more shorts. This will be good if we can. It says 3 key clauses of the 10-point proposal were violated before the start of negotiations.
Oh my goodness.
I could imagine us like kind of barcoding coming back up to like 20, 25, 80s.
What do you refer to when you say barcode? That's not it. I'm familiar.
I just think like it's gonna look like a barcode, and so we're gonna
Okay. So just
yeah.
one of these. Okay.
Yeah.
But like she's on lower time frame, so that's
like on the 1 minute. On the 5, it could just
you
be
ever try to
retreat.
scan the barcode, see if anything pops up? Just taking a picture of it just gives you a price.
Gives you the $1.50 hot dog from Costco.
That'd be amazing. Delivered to my house.
I think the Russell looks the best here for more downside. It just looks like it could potentially H. It's not a perfect H, but it looks like it can just, curl over and puke.
Yeah, I think especially since NASDAQ couldn't hit that 1 p.m. high, then we broke lower. That was my confirmation. So that's why I kind of just entered short. It could still retrace. I mean, this is very similar to the trade I was in this morning. Like it consolidates back and forth for a bit. So I'm ready to hold through some consolidation.
Just need ES to lose this 17 level. Or I'm sorry, 16. Wait. Yeah, I'm so shocked. 1450. That's the level, 1450. Charles, yeah, I like the Russell. The Russell is cool. She doesn't get the love that she deserves, but
she's neglected.
Cool.
Give it
She's
to her,
neglected. The
Give her
Dow
love.
too. She's like the ugly stepsister.
Oh my gosh.
I swear to God, I don't think I've talked to one person that actually enjoys trading the Dow. Everyone always gives me shit for it. She's the ugly stepsister.
Or the shorter little brother. Said like the male version of the ugly stepsister.
People don't trade the Dow because people don't like to watch paint dry. I mean, I don't know about that, Eric. The Dow moves.
I think the 2 minute looks probably the cleanest here. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm just now seeing the SMT divergence that you pointed out before.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what's nice is like, yeah, you went short when ES took that high and you anticipated that actually based on like the hourly, right?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even see the divergence. Yeah, it was just off of the hourly.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like you were in before it dropped. It's nice. Sometimes I'll see it, but I'm like, I like to wait for the confirmation drop, so that's why I'm in now. I could see us going to 25,004 if it holds. And maybe new low day, we'll see how much energy it has. It's only 2:30.
Oh my God, this day has been so slow.
Really? I feel like
So slow.
so much has happened.
No.
What?
I might long CL here.
Slow day. Definitely wasn't a slow
No,
night.
I mean, I'm
Definitely
sorry. I
wasn't a
mean,
slow night.
I just mean slow as in like it's just dragged. Like
Just taking forever.
it's just been a long day. Yeah, not in the market. I'm just saying in general. Like I can't wait for this day to be over.
Mhm.
I don't know, guys. I'm tired.
That's what
Yeah, well, you
volatility
you
does. It
got to
like
keep going after this.
I
Your
know,
day's
but
long. Your day's longer.
it's a short segment, I think.
I'm gonna check in at like 6 o'clock. You're still gonna be on.
No, I don't think so.
Like this at your desk.
No. But I'm looking forward to the session. Should be fun. Guys get
Yeah,
to see me
I've
be
read that
vulnerable.
book. I've read that book, so it's a good book.
Have you?
I have.
All right, well, tell
Actually,
us
I
everything
shouldn't
about
say
the
I
book.
read it. I got it on audio tape. I listened to that book.
That's still good.
Yeah. Sometimes I listen to them when I'm at the gym. Just getting that pump on, listening to whatever.
Jack, you're so different.
What, you don't listen
So
to
different.
audiobooks at the gym?
You're just different.
Wait, did you finish your book, Salma?
Oh, yeah, I did. So, like, I ended up
thankfully.
getting the audiobook of it.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, and I was done with it within like 3-4 days.
What's the next book on the Ross?
Nothing. Nothing. That's it. No more homework assignments,
One book
please.
a year only for Salma.
I'm good.
You got to get one to read at the pool in Miami.
Hell no. That'll be the last thing I'm doing in Miami. Are you joking?
Well, what's the first thing you're doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
I've been to Miami probably 20 times, so.
Oh, wow.
I've never been, so I really don't know where to start.
We'll give you the tour.
Hollywood. They have a Hollywood Boulevard there.
Well, I get there early on Thursday before the others get there on Thursday, so I'll do some exploring on my own probably.
That's good.
Tesla says the whole NT Live team should present Salma with a book during the meetup. No. Please save your money, guys. Don't do that.
I'm going to tighten up out of this and relimit lower at 05. We're barcoding.
Yeah.
As Tanja said, just a bunch of barcodes. I'm just take this for 2 points.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
what I mean by barcode.
Yeah, there you go. The price is right. Bob Barker says.
There's some good clips from Prices Right. Did anyone ever see that clip of like him getting fed up with this woman because she kept rewriting or using two numbers? But you're not supposed to reuse the number when you're like he gives you 5 digits and you have to guess how much like the car costs. And she kept reusing one of the numbers. She was running out of room. He got so fed up with her.
Oh my gosh.
Someone said, if you scan that barcode, it's a book suggestion. Yeah, Eric. Hey, Salma, are you gonna read Jared's book after this if it goes well enough?
Tanya, stop. Don't put me
If
on the
today goes
spot,
well enough, will you read his book?
bro. Probably not. Maybe, wait, you
We'll
said
turn
Jack,
her into a believer. We'll see. We'll have to see.
Jack, you got it on audiobook, right?
Yeah, you want my login? I got a
Yep.
lot.
Yeah, send the login and I'll
Problem is, if you
listen
I'll
to
bring
log
it.
into my if you
Miami,
log
it's
into my
right here.
Amazon account, and then you just have access to just send yourself things.
Oh, come on. There's no trust? Really? She
I'll
can
see
go on
what
a
I can
shopping
do.
spree?
I'll
I'll
just
see
bring
what
this
I
to
can-
Miami.
I'll see what I
Salma,
can
you
do.
can borrow it. But she
Tanya,
wants
I'm gonna say, Tanya, that book looks like it hasn't been read.
because
It's
I did get
look
the
a little too crisp.
yeah, it's
I did
looking
get
a little
the
A little
crisp.
too crisp.
Busted.
No, I have it on audiobook too.
Nice.
Busted.
You know,
What do
I
you
love.
mean it hasn't been read? I don't know. Do you abuse your books?
Yeah, you throw them in the book
Oh my
bag.
God.
I mean,
I
what do
actually
you put them
always
away
fold
in like
them.
a box?
You don't fold yours?
No.
Behind that thing's too thick to fold.
No, I
No.
fold it. Like when I get to, like when I'm on the right side of the page, yeah, I'll fold it.
I think, Selma, you're imagining things. I don't think you do any of this.
Jack, don't you see all those books behind me?
The gaslight's real.
She's like, I don't read books. I fold them. She's just sitting there, paper mache.
She folds them like laundry.
Uh, that's funny.
I'm getting bullied.
I do. Getting bullied.
Getting bullied in front of
Take it to
760
HR.
people.
Oh my gosh. We're just repeating back to you what you said to us.
Funny. I need crude to rip here, guys. Let's go, crude. Let's go.
I want to see crude trade 99 and get short from 99.
99. Jeez, I have my TP at 96.
Well, I don't know.
flat.
I'm not saying today. I'm just saying when it does trade 99, I'm going to look short. I got an alert up there, which I think will happen. Better go fill up before it gets up there. I wonder how often they update gas pump prices. Anybody have any idea? I'm sure it probably depends, but
I think every Tuesday.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh,
So I was gonna
really?
say, could you imagine an
Yeah.
electronic pump? They're trying to keep up with like the bid ask on CL right now. Just like,
I'm pretty
I
sure
by the
it's
time
every
you pull in,
Tuesday.
it's $5 more.
Oh my gosh. And Salma's in Jersey where they pump your own gas for you.
Oh my God, guys, funny story. When I was going to Connecticut, I went to Connecticut 3 times in the span of a week and a half. So I had to keep reminding myself, make sure I have enough gas to come back because I wouldn't even know how to pump my own gas if I got stuck there.
That's crazy.
So I literally had to go fill up.
You got AAA?
I'd make sure. No, I don't.
You should get AAA.
I have AAA.
You have
I can
AAA.
see
Tanya,
you. I
you
can
don't
see
even
you going to
drive.
the gas station and calling AAA. Like, sir, are you out of gas? Yes, I am. Where are you located? I'm at the gas station. So what's the issue?
I need someone to pump my gas for me, please. I'm not even joking. Like, I really wouldn't even know what to do. I'm sure it's very easy, but yeah. He said, "What's to know?" Yeah,
She
I
just
don't
wants
know.
to make sure she doesn't set anything on fire.
I'd still mess that up somehow. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No smoking at the gas station.
He said YouTube how to pump gas. I would TikTok it just because I've got like.
Oh yeah, that's what people do nowadays. That's what the new generation does. They like
I just need information quick,
TikTok
like
instead of Google.
bro, because these YouTube videos are like 10 minutes long, and it's just like I just need to know how to pump my own gas. Tell me in 30 seconds. Yeah, let's go to the gas station in Miami, and one of yous can teach me how to pump my own gas.
So the first thing we're going to learn today.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Starting to look decent for lower. See if we get some fall
Yeah.
here soon.
Crude is pushing, so I like it. The real more Ford, I don't need to know how to pump my own gas. That's the whole thing. That's like it's not like
That's
I
the
live in a
point.
state. It's not like I live in a state where I have to pump my own gas and I don't know how to. That would be a real issue.
Okay, my
We're gonna
stop's
solve this
not
problem once
breaking.
and for all. We're gonna might have to video it for the montage too.
Bro, it's
I
gonna
will,
be
I will be showing I will be showing up to Miami in a rental car, so we can make this happen.
Oh my God. We can make content out of this, actually. You're bougie. Yeah, you're bougie, Jack.
Why? Because I'm showing up in a rental car.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a Lamborghini Urus, that's for sure.
All right, let's go. Pump this thing up. Eric, can you imagine if I go viral off of a gas station clip? But
I
all
can't
jokes aside,
imagine that.
I hope you two are ready because I'm gonna be
25-year-old woman learns how to pump her own gas in Miami.
Oh, yeah, exactly, Ken. The whole like idea is so foreign to me. What do you mean you got to get out of your own car? Which makes no sense. Anyway, we've talked about gas for far too long.
Iranian and Saudi foreign ministers discuss in phone call bilateral relations and regional developments. Okay. Yeah, soon we're about to hit like 1 hour on my trade. We'll see. I'll take a partial. My stop's already at break even. It's dropped decently.
I'm about to add in my position.
Guys, anybody go long crude? Tell me someone took that.
Can't even get it. Unbelievable. We're going to have an end of day information dump that no rules of the ceasefire have been broken and that all is going to plan.
Gonna be a psych.
Watch.
It's gonna be psych.
Watch.
Like
Please, no more headlines. Give us a break. Nice job, Chi-Town. Rob Barr, you can find me on X, Salma OGS.
okay, got a little bit of my partial filled there. Let's see if it drops more or not. If it reverses,
It's my money
we'll
and I need
find
it now.
out.
Good trade, Tanya.
Thank you. I want to see if it holds like it breaks 25,005. I think that we can get to new low days quickly from there.
That would be amazing. I was calling for lower day earlier, but they wanted to fake everyone out first.
That's how it goes.
But then you got back in shorts. Could have held some runners.
Yeah, I was sized heavier on my Russell trade,
Oh,
before we
okay.
got on.
So you got money. Got your money.
No, that's the position I got faked out on. I actually ended up selling for like, I don't know,
Oh, really?
$100 loss or something. Yeah, I got out. I was size heavier than I was on my ES short. So I still made money on the ES short, but the original position would have been better. It's all good. I do like that NQ
good.
closed below 27.
Yep.
What's your target if we do break new lows? Because I have 87, 887.
We could get to like 50% of that gap up, which is 24,800. But
Okay, I
let me
like
see
that.
what else there is. I want to see what this push up is. What's 50% of this whole push up? Oof, yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, if we take lows, I would look at 67.57 in ES in that same level I mentioned before, 24,850 area. But it might be a big ask today. I think it's pretty normal for us to just digest after such a big gap up here.
Yeah.
And just have this back and forth action that we've had. I mean, it's basically creating a wedge at this point. It's kind of what it looks like it's starting to form.
You guys remember when I said that the Russell looked like it was going to H pattern? It's not the
Okay.
cleanest, but you can see we tried. Seller stepped in, pushed price back down. But literally, I don't even know what you would call this. Like a curl back down. It's not the cleanest move, but definitely the weakest so far from just looking at the, all the indexes.
I think the Dow's or the Nasdaq's up the most today. I haven't.
Honestly, I don't even know from like a percentage standpoint. I'm just looking at all four charts right now, and just seems like the Russell can be the one to really take us to new lows. I mean, it's only 10 points away from low a day.
Let us know
really?
when it happens.
Low of
I think so.
regular
That's why I'm
trading
like
hours,
thinking,
right?
yeah, low of
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, low of, yes. Yeah, everything else is somewhat far away. But yeah, I will let you know when it happens. I got you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
wonder if we even get a pop to sell into, or we just
Pee pee poo poo.
it's your favorite person in the chat, isn't it?
Bro. They clipped that?
What?
That was a clip. What'd you say?
Wait, you didn't say that live? They just like clipped that?
No, that was a clip. Yeah, that's
Oh
from
my
the other
gosh.
day.
Damn.
There was someone in the chat named that.
Okay, but out of context, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, that's what you get for reading that out loud. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if somebody, you know,
Guys, just know
that's just kind of
everything
one
is
of those
fair
names you
game.
brush over.
No, I thought it was hilarious
Fair.
because I have one of my best friends in my phone saved as that, so it was just caught me off guard.
From when you were 12 and got your first phone, or
From
is this
like
somebody you met last year? Like, it's just
no, there's a reason. There's an inside joke behind that name, but it's probably during COVID, during college, not when I was 12. Do people ever recognize you guys in public? Do you guys think we're famous or something?
first of all, I have been recognized in public, so speak for yourself.
This is true. This is true. Jack has. I guess I haven't. I stay low key. I don't know.
That's good. I live in a big city though, so I see a lot more people.
Oh, Chicago.
Fair.
It's a futures trader city for sure. And New York.
Tom
I'm sure
Dog
Tanya,
says.
you have to have been recognized at some point.
Yeah.
Tanya
Yeah.
is famous.
Fine.
Tom Dog says.
There was a point though before I told my parents I had like YouTube, and I was very like I was kind of paranoid when we'd go out to like restaurants and stuff. Like, oh, what if someone like walks up to me and recognizes me while I'm with my parents?
Wait, your parents didn't know that you were like low key, like YouTube famous?
Yeah, I told them like after I told myself I'd tell them after I hit 100K or something, and then I was like, oh, now I feel like it's too serious. Like, I don't know, felt too serious. So I felt like what like I'm Hannah Montana, you know?
Living a double life.
Yeah, so they found out
man.
because my uncle sent it to my dad and was like, "This is amazing. Why are you keeping this from me?" And my dad didn't even know. He was like, I don't know, you're funny."
He must have been proud.
Yeah, he was at there. Yeah,
That's cool.
They're proud. Yeah. I think I just wanted to grow it as much as possible to show like, yeah, this is what I do. Because I don't know.
For
When I
sure.
was like 15, actually, I had a Tumblr account that got to like 15,000 followers. It was like a humor blog. And
Everything
Go
makes
on.
sense.
Yeah, and like I accidentally went viral a couple times, and my mom found out and was very mad at me.
Oh, so you had a little
'Cause
bit
the
of
stranger
childhood trauma
danger.
tied with being internet famous with your parents.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, oh, well, yeah, she was not
That's
happy
awesome.
with me. Yeah, but it was just like, yeah, like, you know, like meme pages and stuff that I made a couple other memes. And yeah. So I want to be sure that I was like, I'm making a good income from this, not like back, you know, even when I was 15, I was trying to make some money. I had like Google AdSense. I made like probably
Wow.
50 bucks. I don't know. But
Look
then
at you.
they discontinued me.
Oh, unfortunate. What year did you start streaming on YouTube?
I think December 2023. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
2 years.
So like it's been a couple of years now.
Wow.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna go lower, chat. I like this move. Let's see.
If we get another headline and I get limited and immediately stopped out, you might see my screen disappear because my computer will be flying out of a 5-story window. I am warning. I will go off air.
We're gonna be like, where'd Jack go?
It's just like I'm just like rolling around on the street. You just see my camera just like
Is the market stuck? Like, what are we doing?
No, that's a good sell-off. I'm
It's
looking at
been selling off
let's
pretty nicely.
trying to short the next pop. Get back to NQ is going to retest its lows before the ES does.
I'm still in. Someone says Tanya needs a session with Jared. That's funny. Yeah, I'm still in my shorts.
Nice.
Let's see if we get filled chat. This has been a good dump. 88 points.
Good trade. Good trade.
It didn't rage bait me as much as it did this morning, so that's nice. Thank you, NASDAQ.
Guys, make sure you hit that like button, please.
Yeah. Hit that like button.
We got 780 people
Call
watching.
the top there. Yeah. Woohoo. It's pretty good. We broke that 5,004. Dropping lower. Everything in me is telling me that I should like maybe partial and move my stop a little bit tighter, but
You were running hard.
yeah, it's
This is
going
good.
hard.
20 right on those lows, 24,950 area.
Boy, oh boy, those shorts. I paper handed them. Thanks, yeah. Appreciate that.
100 points in the NASDAQ.
Let's freaking go.
Yes.
She's a runner.
Dude, at this point, I think NQ might make new lows before the Russell does.
Maybe, yeah.
Russell's close, 5 points away. NQ still has like 40 points to go. ES is still really far.
Yeah, that headline definitely changed this direction here for the end of the day.
Yeah, we're getting some dumping. I wouldn't be surprised if now we see an acceleration down to new low day in the next couple minutes.
Yep.
Fractal, why do you say that? What does that mean? I'm brave. Should I be worried? All right, I moved stops here to break even on this crude trade.
When did you get long crude?
94.24.
Okay.
Target is 96 flat.
The headline was that the ceasefire has been violated. Yay. What if this is just like the high of the year?
That would be crazy. Well, Nick called the low pretty well that day, so if you call the high right now, it'll be fun.
Yeah, Fractal. Honestly, I have no issues being vulnerable on air. Talk about like my struggles in trading. I think every one of us struggles. Just because like we're on here on live in front of you guys doesn't mean that like, we don't sometimes fall into bad habits or we don't make mistakes or anything like that. So yeah, I'm 100% completely okay with going on air with him and just being completely open.
I'll be at the gym, but I'll turn it on.
It's literally going
Very
to be as soon as
supportive.
we're done.
Yeah, I'll listen to it while I walk to the gym.
Yeah. There's like, I mean, you guys know when I'm on air, I always ask like the other people that I'm trading with about their strategies. Sometimes it might come across as like me asking a dumb question, but it comes from a place of, we all
Trade-off.
have different strategies. So it comes from a place where I want to learn. I want to learn their strategies. I'm going to ask questions that I don't know. And I know a couple people in the chat will probably have the same questions. So yeah, I'll always put myself out there. And
Oh,
I'll
wait.
never claim to be something I'm not. I'll never claim to be some type of guru or like some know-it-all.
Here's down at that 24,950 we got bid from in the NQ earlier today. So we'll see if this is where we pulls.
Let's not. Let's keep going.
3 p.m. It's just the new hourly just opened. Okay.
Coach Fred, at 4 o'clock after our stream ends, we'll start doing retail therapy. Me and Jared Tendler. Guys, make sure you stay tuned in for that. They'll be doing a giveaway, 3 books. Be giving away 3 of his books for free.
Wow.
Yeah.
For those of you who read.
Or it could just be like, wow, I got a book from him,
And you got to be in the chat, so you got to stick around. So enter and stick around. I've read Jared's book. I think it's one of the best books in trading. It's definitely one of those books you could read twice or listen to twice, or 3 times. But yeah, I'm gonna stick around. Stick around.
I agree. Jared's the GOAT.
Yeah.
It's like I think the problem is with a lot of people is that they misdiagnose what their issue is. So like they might think that they have that they're have fear. Maybe it's overconfidence instead of fear, or underconfidence.
You know what it is too, though, Tanya?
Mm-hmm.
Like that misdiagnosis comes from just not being honest with yourself, like just basically telling yourself lies, and that's why you can't really get to the bottom of the root cause of the issues.
It could be.
Yeah, just like in denial or just not being truthful and honest.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, if you have a bad trading day, the easiest thing to do is just to log out and forget about it. You got to look at what really happened.
Mm-hmm. All right, this long is looking pretty decent so far.
Yeah, I think you could get a runner if we finally break out. I was trading oil earlier here today, but you continue to base on the full 50% retracement from the low held on that most recent test in CL. That was a 94.14, which is really where that last bid came in right here. That's right on that low that my mouse is over. It's the halfway back that's the halfway back from the lows of this morning at 9 o'clock. And we bid that here at 115, kind of came down, swept the low, bid it again, and now we're pushing up. get through those 96s. I like I said, I want to see that 99 level. And I think when oil trades 99, indexes might find a temporary low at least. So level of importance for me.
Yeah, I'm going to take everything off at 96. I don't really want to be there to find out, to see if we push through it or reject again.
I don't know what would happen. I'm just telling the headlines. I don't know what Trump should be doing or not doing. OAS, I answered your chat in the text, but you can check my X. My link to my X is in the description, but I am startup trading in the chat. I've answered you. I know you've asked that question about 6 times.
Very persistent.
Oh.
A limit above us at 6806. I don't know if I will move it down a little bit. There we go, Salma. You're getting your 96s.
Come on, just a little bit more.
Boost it. Boost it. A little bit of an ATR expansion into a stall there on the lows and the indexes.
I'm just doing this so I can hear around the world again.
All right, let's see if we can get up here.
All right, we need to reject like here if my shorts are going to work out to new low of day, I think. We get back like 96s, it's not good. So I need to see us reject from 985s. Decent rejection so far. See if it holds or not.
Yeah,
This past week, go ahead, Jack.
I said oil really needs to, I think, take out like that high, that 96.50 area with some oomph into the close here if we're really going to get a puke. But go ahead.
Nothing. I was just saying that this past week, I think most of my successful trades have been on crude and not really the indices as much. It's only Wednesday, so we'll see if that changes. Nice job, Harsh.
Target's coming in.
Yeah.
Go like this, Salma.
Imagine it just drops from here.
This is the
Freaking
greedy,
headline decides to come out.
the greedy pose.
That's that Patrick Star gif. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Wait, is that really from SpongeBob?
Yeah, look it up. Patrick Star rubbing his hands.
Is it really?
Yeah. Here, I'll
What
just
do they call them? Robin Hood hands?
rubbing. Like
Rubbing hands. I was like, what am I hearing things?
chat. You can't see the live gif, but this is what it looks like. This is what I'm talking about. And he's just going like this. That is it.
Oh, there's squeeze up into my entry.
Bro, if they just drop us from here on crude, I'll be sick.
Yeah, this is like the equivalent of I'll be sick.
I'll be sick.
It is 3:25 or 3:11. What am I talking about? 3:11. Amber is the color of your energy.
All right, I'm out of those runners at 70 points for NASDAQ. Fair enough. Pretty good. Still happy. Do.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. I did it for
Damn, it
production.
feels good to be a gangster.
There you go.
Tell us more, Salma.
Tell me more.
I can't.
Tell me
Anything
more
more?
about your experience.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Anything more, and we get copyrighted. So
Well, I'm saying, well, if you tell us what it's like to be a gangster.
I can't tell you.
Keep that
Sorry.
secret. I know there's gangsters in Jersey.
There's a lot of bad cities in New Jersey.
Is that where Sopranos is filmed?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Is Tony a neighbor?
Technically, yeah, actually.
She's got Tony, she's got Joe, Jimmy.
I've passed by
Angelo.
the Sopranos house. It's not as cool as everyone thinks it is.
What does it look like? A house?
It
It's in
looks
Jersey.
exactly like the house that's in the show, yeah. It's on a
Would've-
cul-de-sac. No, Cash, I can't eat that.
Gabagool.
The gabagool.
Oh my God, chat is funny today.
They must have a humor Tumblr experience.
He probably used to follow Tanya back in the day without even knowing it.
I might have. I
So
don't know.
what would you post? Is it like, would you steal stuff off of iFunny?
No. It's like, no, I had some original posts.
Oh,
Look at, she got
Hey.
offended. Oh, my bad.
She's asking me if I steal content. Oh no.
Everybody used to steal content from iFunny.
I never even heard of iFunny.
What?
I'm not.
Guys,
I think I know what
iFunny.
he's talking about, but
It was literally the original like place for memes.
Really?
Yeah. Chat, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? They're trolling me. They don't know what I'm talking. What?
Oh,
Guys.
Jack, I actually went to the allergist earlier today, and they asked me like, any medications, and I was like, oh man, yeah, I'm on antibiotics. Today's the last day. I forgot what it was called. And they're like, do you remember the name? I'm like, it's the one that Eminem mentions in one of his songs. And he's like, what? And I was trying to think, and it was amoxicillin. It's mentioned until I collapse. The guy he looked at me all crazy.
Bro.
Yeah. But that's how I remembered. Amoxicillin's just not real enough.
I am honestly shocked that you have all of his songs memorized.
I'm a stan.
One of my favorite Eminem songs of all times. No
Stan.
apologies. No
That's a
apologies.
good one.
It is one of the best.
My favorite's any song Tanya's willing to rap on air.
All right, wait, my TP is about to hit. She's going to start rapping for us.
Oh my gosh.
And then chat, you better thumb up the stream or else. Or else.
I'm so scared for the day that they clip that.
Oh, they have it clipped.
I haven't heard it yet.
I haven't seen
I'm
it.
asking for it. Yeah.
It'll show up at the end of the year.
It's
for the
coming.
yearly wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, you said, so why don't I give myself room on the right side of my screen? I don't know what you mean. I can't go any further right. It's the end of my screen.
Oh, he has like 4 vertical charts essentially, so he has it that way. He wants you to make your charts fatter.
So I have empty space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like that's necessary. I'm not sure what I would do with that space.
Nice.
All right, Tanya, go ahead. The floor is all yours, my friend.
I would if my throat felt better, but
Oh, come on.
I just said I was at the allergist.
Come on. That's a cop-out.
You're gonna have to hear it live in Miami.
Listen, I'll have you all know.
We'll go to
I'll have
karaoke
you all
night.
know I'm planning on vlogging the hell out of Miami, so you may or may not see a phone in your face when you're rapping.
No problem.
All right,
I'm
cool.
used to having an audience.
Are we supposed to? I know I got the email. I got to read it again. But are we supposed to shoot sideways or up and down?
Sideways preferred, but you can do vertical if need be.
Andrew, the TPM short, I'm looking for new lows. So this entry is based on the 50% retracement of the swing high at 230. So it's just that, we had that initial impulse move down on the back of news that basically was sold into. And then I just took that high to low, divided it by 2. That's where my entry is and my targets, just anticipating some new lows. And if I can get this oil, like I said, if we get oil to break out of this 96.40, which has kind of been resistance all day, I should get hit. I would think we could get potentially extended down to 78s, but I'm not going to stretch that low. But that's my trade plan here on this trade. New oil news just came out.
Oh, is that what caused the pop? I was expecting 96 to reject.
Yeah, it's kind of fundamental news. Total U.S. oil demand on average to be 20.5 million barrels per day in 2027, according to the EIA, which is up 0.25%. I wouldn't say that's market moving news, but
Well, it got me my TP, so I'm happy about it.
hey, we'll take it.
GG, guys.
GG's.
All right, now we all gotta root for Jack's position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, otherwise, like I said, you're gonna see my camera rolling down the street.
No, I think the short should work out. It was a nice rejection.
Yeah. Might be in, just it's got 40 minutes left. I don't know. Hopefully we're cruising down. I'd love to see us in a new low by like 340. If we're not at new lows at like 340, I don't know if I want to stick around the last 20 minutes and find out.
Yeah. I agree. I think 330, 340.
So I learned something interesting today on Ninja. So you guys ever try to look up stock charts on Ninja? Well, do you guys even use Ninja?
No, she does.
Okay. Never mind then. I was trying to look up stock charts on Ninja, but then I realized it's only connected because it's a futures broker. So I had to configure another broker, and now I can look at stock charts on Ninja. So if you didn't know that, you can configure Ninja to look at stock charts. Yeah, you just have to basically have a broker configured that has stocks. If Schwab, like Interactive Brokers. So if you have any of those accounts and you're using Ninja and would like to look at stocks, that's how you do it.
Nice. Mags is asking how long was I in my trade? I think that was about, I don't know, I entered on this 2:30 candle. So I was probably in that for an hour almost. 50 minutes, something like that.
All right. I was tempted to sell into that NQ2 on that high because we actually had the same pattern in the ES that we had in that. Well, just if you take this swing high here from when we broke down to that low, that 50% or just
that was a good
25, 12. I was looking at that and I was like, I just didn't want to be short both of them right here. I just haven't. This is just one of those markets I don't want to be
Too
like,
overexposed.
Yeah. I mean, one-sided, very clear trend markets. I feel more comfortable doing that, but in my opinion, like today has not been one-sided whatsoever. It's been two-sided, shorts off the open, longs in the middle of the day, shorts into the close, and with the headline risk that we continue to be under. Like I was short going into this, and me and Salma just got taken out, and then headlines hit, and
fair enough.
Yeah, so I just didn't want to be short twice. Have I looked at 1 ounce? I'm not sure what that is. So no, I have not.
Tanya, someone in the chat wants to know what was the variables for your short?
Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. SMT at this high, so I had marked out on ES that we had equal highs at from like 12:55 or 1 p.m. and 9:45. And we had taken those out at 210 and NASDAQ did not at 210ish, whatever it was, 215. So ES took out that high and NASDAQ did not, so that's your divergence. And then we dropped down pretty hard. And that was my confirmation for shorts. I essentially just drew out this like 2-minute bearish FEG and I just like shorted within that. It was very weak, it's bar coding, and I was pretty much in profit or break even for those 10 minutes and then we rolled over. And I had some standard deviations just drawn out from like for targets to the downside. My first target was like -1 standard deviation from like that false swing higher. just to the downside from that. And then we had hit some more. Maybe I should have taken another one off at -2, honestly, but wanted to see if we were going to accelerate faster down to the new low of day. I think that we could continue and see Jack's short work play out, honestly. Might end up shorting again. We'll see.
Yeah, and as far as the gold futures, Kender, I'm not sure. I don't know. Is there a 1 ounce gold future? I mean, MGC, I believe, is 10. I'm not certain. Do you guys know? Tanja, you're shaking your head. Yes. Is that live?
Me? Wait, what were you asking?
Wait. I wasn't sure. Sometimes I was. The contract size of the MGC is at 10 ounces.
Is that like 1/10 of GC?
Yeah, it's 1/10 of GC. But yeah, I am unaware of and have not traded the one. I don't know what the symbol is for someone saying there's a 1 ounce gold futures contract. I'm not aware of that. But
okay.
Let's see.
Unless that's not
Yeah,
MGC.
The question was if micro gold is 1/10 of gold. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about that question either.
That is showing up as something. Yeah.
I don't know how big the contract is off the top of my head. I thought the gold contract was 100 ounces, but I could be wrong. The big.
Look up. That's the ticker of it.
GC.
No, one OZ.
Yes.
What is their question anyway?
Just asking if I looked at it. 10ZMC. Okay. That's literally the ticker.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can pull it up. Huh. That's cool. I'd love to take delivery on that. I would not take a delivery on a full GC contract, but a one, that's something I might be able to do. Yeah, gold's been in a great downtrend all day. If you've been on top of that, good for you. On my little oscillator here, I'm going to pull up MGC, but you'll notice that the oscillator, my moving average, my oscillator is below 3, which is really bearish. I really should have been focusing on this short here. But like the indexes, anytime I have this oscillator, this moving average below or above 3, that's usually a pretty hard trend versus like the ES right now. Let's move this out of the way right here. It's just kind of in the middle. Like we haven't been trending one direction or the other very hard all day, but gold definitely has. If you were on the shorts in gold today, good for you, because I think that's probably been one of the easier trades. And oil going to get up to that level, breaking through that 96.40 resistance. Cool. Learn something new every day. Well, there's a 1 ounce gold contract. Should we take delivery in Miami? You think they'll deliver it down there? I'll just give Jim's address for Christmas. What's the margin on a 1 ounce gold contract? Can't be too much. Looks pretty liquid too. Trades in quarter points, quarter dollars, as opposed to tenths. $50. Cool. So is that silver one out yet then?
That one's been out. That one I knew about because I've heard them talk about it here on Ninja. Wait.
Okay, what's the ticker? I have not traded it
Wait,
yet.
I'm sorry. That was the one I'm talking about is the 100 ounce.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have the
let me see, hold
SIL.
on.
There's SIL. There's SI.
SIC.
SIC.
And then
there's one more. That's so crazy. That's so many different contracts.
Like, who's keeping up with all this?
I don't know. So SIC is 100 ounces, which is pretty small for silver.
I remember them talking about it on, like, in the morning show here because remember, like, the whole, like, metals craze. even trading 1 micro on silver was like still too much. So I remember them suggesting like trading the SIC.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy and Salma.
You're welcome. Someone's asking, how did you frame the longs? I'm assuming you're talking about my crude. I mean, it's really, guys, it's the same setup every single time. This one was based off of the 15-minute, was based off of this candle closure here. The long wick at the top, smaller wick at the bottom. This is just, for me, the way it closed was screaming bullish. And again, I was bearish on the indices, but I didn't want to take it because I had just gotten out of my shorts on ES and I didn't want to re-enter shorts. So I was looking at crude for a long trade there. So the way we closed on this candle, I think I got in, I don't know, somewhere around here, previous month's mid, and then just wrote it up.
I
Really
covered my
simple on that.
ES right there. I just took it off for like a tick. I don't like that we're coming back. I'm going to limit up near 1175. If we just sweep up into the highs real quick, I don't think we're going to get a extreme rally, but just took that off for like a tick or two.
You have the same setup.
Go into the shorts when we couldn't get back below the 3 p.m. open. So now we're coming. Well, yeah, that's quite a pushback up higher now.
You have the same setup on the 30-minute on ES, same setup that I just took on crude, showing up on ES for those longs. This is like what they call a shooter candle, guys. And for me, anytime I see this at like a downtrend, I would look to long it. And you can see it here, happened earlier. So circle that. You'll see it right there. Anytime I see these, either in an uptrend as a hammer or downtrend as a shooter, I'll take them.
A shooter.
A shooter candle.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm not like too good at like the names and names of patterns, names of candlesticks. But when I see something, I'll just like, I'll know exactly what it is. And, you know, it's kind of annoying though that we came so close to low day and then they just pump it right back up. A little bit of a tease there. A little bit of a tease. Annoying.
Yep. NASDAQ is known for being a tease. ES, not as much, but also teased us there.
Jay, you better stop.
Salma, the chat mom, telling people what to do.
You better stop.
Was your first warning?
No, it's just funny.
Don't make me count to 3.
I keep saying definitely waste management. That's what Tony in The Sopranos used to claim he'd work as.
Mm.
Guys, if you haven't watched The Sopranos, please do. Production's got something for everything, guys. You always amaze me, production.
How their stream deck, how many buttons they've got on that board. Okay, let me see here. Someone asked what SMT is. I think I answered the question, but yeah, essentially the divergence at a high. If I see ES takes a high and NASDAQ doesn't, or a low, it's sometimes like it signals a potential reversal there. For me, I treat it as the first confirmation. I'm typically not just taking it on that trade. Some people do, and that's fine. But then I'm waiting for like if I'm bearish and ES takes a high, NASDAQ doesn't, and then we break a low, then I'm ready to, go in my shorts after that. JD Vance is speaking. Iranians are promising to open the Strait of Hormuz.
Oh no.
All right. Right for the market closed, 350
no.
macro.
Please don't speak.
That's all they know how to do, Jack.
All right. Well, I just got filled in my ES short, my CL long, so I'm just gonna close my eyes.
As he's speaking.
I don't want
You
him
have to
to
close your ear.
talk. I don't want him to talk. Don't say anything.
That's how I feel all the time.
I can't even trade with it. It's like I feel like I have like hazard cones. It's like playing Mario Kart and you just gotta like dodge the speaking
bananas.
politician. Yeah, the bananas.
Someone throwing red shells at you. You're in first place, and then Trump throws a blue shell tweet at you.
The red one. The red ones are the seeking ones, right? Come and find.
Yeah. Yeah, the red ones go. Yeah, CQ. And the blue one is it just like nerfs whoever's in first place. Goes straight to the person in first place. I love Mario Kart.
No.
Mario Party. Jamboree. I like that one too. Yeah, Vance is speaking to reporters. Vance, there have been talks between Israel and US today. All right.
Don't say anything.
Trump speaking after the
Oh
close.
no, I'm ready to close everything. SMT is another word for divergence when one market
Yeah.
makes a new high and another market doesn't make. So like the NQ here in the ES, we made a new high of the day at 220 and there was no new high in the NASDAQ. So there would be a divergence between the NASDAQ having a lower high and the ES having a higher high. And then that was followed up by the information / news. And yeah, so that would be considered SMT, but it's really just a divergence that's been reworded as SMT.
Tanya, where are you reading this info? Trump and Vance's talks and such. Well, Tracy's posting in the chat. Vance said Iranians thought the ceasefire included Lebanon and it just didn't. Israelis have offered to check themselves in Lebanon. There have been, yeah, that's what's happened so far. But Diane, I also follow Walter Bloomberg and Financial Juice on Twitter. So that's where I get notifications from as well. Israelis are trying to set us up for success in negotiations on Iran, says JD Vance.
Come on, give me a T1 and T2 here. All right, coming up to my first targets here in my CL position from 96. I'm so afraid to jinx myself. You got 20 minutes. Gold actually making a nice bid out of the low here. Gold swept the low of the day and has been reversing since.
Strait of Hormuz has been fully closed, forcing tankers to turn back. Yep. Vance said the more Iran wants to give the U.S., the more Iran will get out of negotiations. If Iran doesn't hold up agreement, there will be consequences.
That's what I want to hear. Talk smack. Make me threats. Drive oil harder.
Oh boy. Gas in New York is now $4 a gallon.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like 5+ here.
Really?
Yeah. We got like pretty high gas taxes. Though.
Damn. I thought New York always has the worst.
No, that'd be California.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Coming out of this. So what I sold into is a 50% retracement short for the day in the ES. That's a 68.11s there. And also just kind of the resistance. Oh, here we go. There's stop, move to break even, hit first and second targets there in CL. So at least I'm locked in for profit. Well, Tracy, if Florida's bad, you guys don't get taxed anywhere else. So I guess I got to draw the revenue from somewhere. Yes, I did need that. It's been very frustrating for me here.
At least no monitors will be thrown out of windows.
Yeah, you guys will not be seeing my camera roll down the screen with that T1 hit. I don't know, though. Still enough time. At this point, 15 minutes. It's not worth throwing my computer out. I need it for tomorrow.
I like that short, though, Jack. Good rejection so far on ES.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I closed that lower one. Like, it just, I gave it a little room. It ran. It, didn't get anywhere. Just close it out for a couple ticks and still have that short bias here. I didn't think we were going to just go up and moon here. So just took it at a higher price point. So I'm happy with how I managed that trade, just like knowing, having my entry, seeing it work, be willing to take it off, and also willing to re-enter. That's tough. And just give myself a little bit of better position here. And then before I was using a one target strategy, I've moved to a multi-target strategy just because it's end of day. I thought if we were going to run there, it was, just going to puke, but I've switch my target strategy here into the end of the day. Yeah, so I mean, on the indexes, like the last aggressive, this was a pretty aggressive leg down. I still want to see, we came into that 24,950 support level I had in the NQs and bounce, but the ES I want to see trade down at, I think it's 70, 78, 79. I think we'll get that 78, 79 overnight. I am going to be limiting 67, 78 half overnight. I do trust that level on a first test, but just a leg down. We are oscillating lower here. It's kind of like a neutral bias. I don't have an extreme short bias, but I just figured if we came into the midpoint of that leg, we'd at least get a reaction, which is what we've done here. But if we're not at my T1 with 10 minutes to go, it's going to be a crapshoot.
Yeah, like the fact that we didn't break below 3 p.m. open, I would have wanted by like 3:30 us to hit new lows of day, like just like you said.
Yeah.
Guys, did you see what he said? He said we want to stop the bombing, but it'll take time. What does that even mean?
It means we want to stop the bombing, but it's going to take time.
Then you must not want to stop the bombing.
I want to start my diet, but it's just going to take time.
It's just going to take some time.
It's going to take time.
That is, yeah. Wow. It's just going to take some time. That's going to be my response to everyone today.
So what do you got going on this weekend? It's just going to take time.
Jared Tendler is going to be like to me, when are you going to clean up your act? It's just going to take time. Yeah. All right, LEC stopped talking, so now. Oh, wait, Jack, you're all out?
No, I am.
Oh,
I had
okay.
two targets hit in my CL and my stop moved to break even, and my
You
ES.
moved your P&L tracker, that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's on the other side of my screen.
All right, cool. Well, at least now we'll get an actual move and not really based off of what he's saying.
He said the Parliament Speaker's tweet was interesting. All right.
Did he say it's
Yeah.
going to take some time?
It's gonna take some time. It'll go, the middle.
Everything will be all right. Everything.
Everything will be all right. All right.
Hey,
Exactly.
don't write yourself off.
yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on.
Just try your best.
I'm not
Try
partaking in this.
everything
Don't you worry about the bitter hearts. Tell themselves it just takes some time. Little girl out the right.
Everything will be
all just fine. Yeah, it was in every movie, Salma. Come on.
I know the song. I just won't partake because I don't want to get clipped.
Partake.
I don't want to get clipped. I'm good.
Hey, not so loud down there.
Sorry, Jim. Sorry.
It's
Why
Jim,
did that scare me?
Jim yelling at you from
Is that
upstairs.
God?
You met Soap. You're not going to gaslight me into singing it. Sorry. Shan says Tanya can sing but not rap. Oh no, she could rap.
They're complaining about it, dude.
She also has a good
rap.
sense of humor.
Oh man.
You'll be surprised. Tanya's a G.
We're gonna have karaoke night in Miami.
Multi-talented Tanya.
Karaoke night in Jim's basement.
Yeah, Jeff, she doesn't skip a word.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, there you go. They caught you, Tanya. You're busted. You said you can't rap because you went to the doctor today. Busted.
I gotta be in a gangsta mood. You know?
What kind of things put you in a gangster mood, Tanya? I need to know this.
Bro.
Let me think. When you top ticket the trade, you know?
For sure.
I want to say top ticking a trade. Tanya, you're a hooper? Yeah. I was captain of my high school basketball team, but that's the furthest I went. My cousin is a real hooper. She's going to be playing for UConn next year.
Oh, cool.
She's going to give me some UConn merch.
How tall are you?
Sure. I'm not that tall. I'm like 5'9".
That's pretty tall.
Yeah, for a woman, I would say it's above average. My cousin is 6'4". She's 17.
That's tall.
She's 17?
Yeah.
Wow. What kind of milk?
She's number 3 in the US for basketball players, like 17-year-olds.
Wow, good for her.
Yeah.
She get NIL money? Is that where? Did she NIL money? Did they give her NIL? I mean, I was gonna say if you're number 3, I feel like they gotta be paying you.
I'm not sure about the money. Like she gets accepted into, she's gonna go to UConn and she'll be on the basketball
traders
team there next year.
It's algo time.
Tanya's the best.
Cool. What's her name? We'll look for her if you care sharing.
Yeah, sure. Olivia Vukosa. She's gonna be famous. She's gonna be more famous than Tanya Trades next year. So
we'll give it a year. Enjoy being the highlight of the family until then.
Yeah, 350 we shot up a bit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. We need to see some selling here. My third target here. I'm just gonna lock in my oil trade and take this stop down. This thing keeps running against me.
Wait, I didn't know that like the universities pay money, really?
Yeah, it's
For
started in
recruits?
like yeah, there was like a whole thing that went to the Supreme Court.
I thought that was about them taking sponsorships. That's what I was
Yeah,
confused
I think
about.
that's how it
Before they
started, but
weren't
then
allowed
like
to
they
pay.
just
Yeah.
expanded it, and
Uh-huh.
then yeah, I don't know the exact rules. I've
Oh,
never
cool.
played it, but I'm happy. I'm happy they do.
Yeah, because like the school makes a ton of money off of them, you know?
Yeah, totally. I mean, and some of those people like they, sports is kind of their only path, and they might get injured playing college, and they never, their
That's
school
a good
makes
point.
$20 million and they never see anything.
Oh man, that's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how many people have career-ending injuries that probably they suffer through the rest of their life playing collegiate sports?
I bet a ton.
I don't know, but I highly doubt these colleges are like paying for their health care after that,
Oh yeah, no, probably not. Yeah, so many ACL tears. Mm-mm.
Kelson, what do you mean? Well, what does that mean?
I can't wait to see Salma's um session with Jared.
I'm actually nervous. I don't know. Chat.
What are you
I'm a little
nervous for? It's not a
nervous.
job interview.
No, I know, but still. How many people? I don't know. Never mind. Not used to talking about my feelings, guys, and my thoughts.
That's a good thing. It's probably going to benefit you even more then.
Yeah.
Jackie, you seem like the type to do like cold plunge, sauna.
Yo, I hate
Ah
cold
ha ha
plunges.
ha. His
I've done
Jack's
it.
laugh kills me, dude.
I've done it. I mean, sauna, yes. Cold plunge, oof, just very cold. I do not do well in cold water.
I was just wondering, yeah, because like it's actually more beneficial if you hate the cold and you
Oh,
hate
good.
it. More beneficial to you because your stress tolerance and everything. I hate it too, but I do it all the time now.
I do the Wim Hof freezing shower. That's as cold as I get.
Oh, okay, so you do the shower.
Yeah, I don't really have a cold plunge. I'm not sticking I mean, I have a couple bathtubs in my place, but I'm not sticking a bucket of ice in them. Just going to the grocery store and picking up 4 20-pounders.
I can't imagine doing that. No, I go to like a bathhouse. I'm a membership.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really hard. It's like 44-degree water. And I worked my way up to putting my shoulders underwater. But like, I feel like it definitely helps with trading and just being more chill.
Yeah.
Because if you can get through that, you can get through anything.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely a discipline factor in that, and just maintaining composure under intense circumstances.
Yeah, you just have to go through like the whole arc of stress. I think that's really it. Salma, what about you? You seem like the type who love the cold.
Absolutely
I
not.
was gonna say, I don't
No.
know about that.
Literally, no. You couldn't be any more wrong, Tanya. Even though I'm a winter baby, I absolutely hate the winter.
Betraying your own kind.
I don't understand that whole like cold plunge. No. You guys
You feel so
willingly?
good afterwards.
No, thanks.
Ryan Hunter in the chat, cold plunges every day.
Dude, I feel good after a hot shower. Like I don't need to feel good after a cold plunge.
Be Ryan.
Good. Thanks, but no thanks.
Oh,
Chat, how many of you guys are staying after 4 p.m. and tuning into the retail therapy sesh?
yeah, make
There's
sure
only one.
I'll be
There's only
sticking
one
around.
right answer, by the way.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, Jim.
So just to put this in perspective, now the University of Connecticut's women's basketball team has a legendary coach.
Yeah.
Gino is a legend. He's won 11 championships since 1985 and 23 Final Four appearances.
That's
So-
yeah, that's insane.
To be chosen to be on that team, Tanya, is like a incredible opportunity and acknowledgement. She must be a great player.
Oh yeah, she had like 30 different schools trying to go for her. So yeah, she's incredible. She's number 3 in the US.
Yeah,
So I'm excited to go watch next year.
Wow.
She's getting NIL money, and it might be bigger than you think.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
Then she won't have to be a trade. I won't have to teach her how to trade.
No, but you should anyway.
Not anytime soon, at least.
Anyway, well, great job, you guys, today. We are going to do a quick transition in a minute here, but it looks like equities are trying to rally into the final bell here a little bit. Jack, you got trades on still? You're going to let it ride?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, there it goes. It goes. Yeah, I had a CL on, took 2 targets, and then just took the rest off and just got stopped out on ES here. But yep, all done. Nothing left for me to do today.
Got it. Very good. Tanya, you're done too?
Yep, we caught some good shorts earlier and haul out.
Got it. Any Globex aspirations? I know, Selma, you're gonna trade the Asian Open, right?
Dude, I was waiting for when you were gonna say my name. Am I chopped liver or what?
I just said it. I'm saving the best
Like,
for
I was
last.
just sitting here waiting. I'm like, okay.
Well, I know. I don't want to freak
She's
you out
girl on
because
the right.
remember, you're going to be asked. Your very first question you're going to be asked is, "What's your relationship with your parents?"
Oh, is that really gonna come up today? All right.
She
No,
asked
no, I'm
pray for
joking.
her
I'm joking.
when she's in arena
I'm joking.
challenges.
I'm joking. So, are you interested in the Asian session? I was last night. I did pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
Okay.
if there's something I see and I like,
All right.
we'll take a stab, but I won't force anything. When the market opens up at 6, I'll be at the gym. So like,
Yeah.
I won't be there at the open for that, but maybe later on.
All right. Great job, you guys. Appreciate you. Let's give these guys a round of applause, everybody. All right, appreciate you guys. Looking forward to talking to you guys again. We're going to do a quick transition because we have our very own head coach. We have our very own Gino here with us. And right now we're going to do a transition. We got Jared Tendler with us. Don't forget to register for the 3 free giveaway books. It's in the chat. The link's in the chat. And that's going to happen in the next hour. So without further ado, thank you guys. And let's just hand it off to Jared.
Hey, what's up, everybody? That was a quick transition. My gosh, lots to talk about here today. Welcome to everybody to Retail Therapy, where retail traders just like you get to tackle the mental and emotional blocks holding you back. You'll hear the ups and downs all in an unscripted conversation. And today, we're going to be talking with Salma and another guest diving into the mental and emotional hurdles that many of you all face, right? So at any point, throw questions in the chat. We'll get to those later today. Be sure to sign up. Free copies of my book. I mean, what is better than that? So do that if you will. And if you want to be a future guest on Retail Therapy, if you want to be up here getting live coaching with me, fill out the survey that we're going to post in the chat now, and I'll take a look at it, bring a few of you up here in the next episode of Retail Therapy. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Let's bring Salma up here and have some fun here.
What's up,
Salma,
Jared? Hi.
how are you?
Good.
to
How
see
are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
So just to kind of hop right in here, because 15 minutes can kind of fly by pretty quickly here. But why don't we, if you could just kind of start sharing a bit about your relationship with your parents, that'd be super helpful.
Jim,
I'm just kidding. I'm just
help.
kidding. No, listen, I saw you were a little bit nervous, and truthfully, like I think it's common, right? I think for a lot of people, they're talking about new things regarding whether it be anger or fear or lack of confidence, and sometimes it can be a little bit uncomfortable. I don't think you're alone in that regard, which is why I think people sometimes are a bit hesitant to work on this side of the game. But it is an important factor, so I appreciate you putting yourself out here and diving in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. Nervous, but excited.
Yeah, perfect. So maybe if you could just share a little bit about what you want to work on today, and then we'll use that as our starting point.
All right. Yeah, sure. I feel like I have the opposite problem of most people. Most people are talking about usually, like when it comes to risk management, they're usually talking about, oh, I got stopped out too early or I took profit too early. They're pretty conservative with their risk management, basically. Whereas I'm on the flip side of that. I'm okay with having wider stops. I'm okay with the trade going from, green back to break even, back to red. Not saying this is a good thing. Obviously, that's why we're talking about it. But yeah, that is like probably my number one issue, something that I even coming into 2026 told myself like that's something I'd want to work on. And yeah, kind of been doing that here on stream where like I'm in front of hundreds of people, puts me on the spot a little bit. I'll move my stop to break even. That way it doesn't come back against me, right? I did that with like the crude long. And then, yeah, that's probably like the number one thing right now.
Yeah. And what have you tried so far to correct it?
Like I just said, I think it helps a lot being on stream. Being on stream, knowing that there's people watching, right? And I have to be like that example for other people.
Mm-hmm.
In the back of my head, I'm always like, okay, like you need to do something to manage this, right? And so for this crude trade, I did move my stop from whatever, that one low that I had it at to break even. And then once it started to go even more in profit, I moved it up higher. And then it did eventually hit TP. So, yeah.
Right. So
I will be, I'm sorry, hold on. I don't want to cut you off,
good.
but be a little bit honest with you guys, be a little bit vulnerable. Earlier, I took a short trade on the Russell, and it came 3 points to my TP. Didn't take profit. I thought we would hit it. Didn't take profit, went back red. And that was off screen. Like sometimes off screen, I'll have those moments where those like bad habits will creep in. On screen, it definitely helps being up here, just knowing that other people are looking up to me and like I have to set that example forces me to like, I guess, I don't know, be better with my risk management.
Yeah. But I think I honestly think you're being a great example here right now, being honest about like the real struggles that exist. And it is hard. This is a challenging endeavor. So again, I appreciate your honesty with all this.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you think it kind of has hung around? Like there's a kind of technical, logic to it, right? That, helps to kind of execute better. But from an emotional standpoint, a mental standpoint, why do you think it has continued to be an issue?
Not sure. Maybe, and this might sound a little silly, but maybe the fact that it's just numbers on a screen, like, I'll be up 500. Cool. It's just numbers on a screen. Like I don't have 500 physically, right? And then once it goes down to like 100, I'm like, oh shit, like I really let that come back. I don't know. It might just be just like that disconnect.
Like if you were
and 500 is a lot for me too. I'm not like sitting here saying that's like peanuts, but just using 500 as an example, like that's a lot of money, but there's still that disconnect where, I don't know, I guess I want to maybe see my TA pan out. I'm not really too sure. Like, I don't really have an answer for that.
Yeah. The uh, you know, call it like kind of the lack of actual like physically trading cash in your hand
Yeah.
is a good thing for a lot of people. And I would imagine for you in a lot of circumstances it is because it takes away a little bit of the maybe some of the pressure. But then it can kind of go a bit too far. Uh, do you think that there's any overconfidence in this? Do you think that there's any like kind of just love for the action where you gotta just get too sort of swept up in it and um, just like zoom in a little bit too much, kind of lose a little bit of the bigger picture perspective?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like love for the action because like I know the market is here tomorrow. Like I know I'll be able to trade again tomorrow. I don't trade like every day is my last day. I'm not sure, honestly. But like I will tell you this much, when I have cash at hand, like if I go out somewhere and I have cash, it's a little bit harder for me to like physically take that out of my wallet and like give it. Whereas like credit card or something, like yeah, hell yeah, swipe, swipe, swipe. Because it's just not physical. It's not there. Again, numbers on a screen. So maybe that has something to do with it. And again, like 500 is a lot. It's not like peanuts to me. That's a lot of money. But for some reason, I'm very loose with like my risk management. Literally the opposite of a conservative.
Yeah, so
I have no idea. I couldn't even pinpoint it for you, to be honest with you.
yeah, and the brainstorming we're doing now is kind of exactly that, like just kind of looking at the issue from several different angles. And for those that are watching, right, you can be doing the same thing for yourself as you're trying to address an issue that you have that can sometimes be a bit confusing because logically you sort of know better, but then
Yeah.
situation just kind of continues to happen, which means that generally speaking, there's like some mental or emotional flaw that's, kind of forcing your hand here, right? You kind of logically know better, and yet the risk management continues to kind of plague you. The I mentioned kind of overconfidence. Do you think that there's any relevance to that piece where, um, as you said, there's a desire for the TA to kind of play out and sort of see it
Hmm.
happen, and then you're kind of like looking for forcing that to actually occur rather than being more responsive to what the chart is actually saying.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like forcing because like for example, the Russell trade that I took, I felt like my target was valid. It wasn't like some crazy like overshooting for this profit target. And again, it came literally 3 points from my TP and then it just completely reversed on me, went back red. And I'm like, as it was happening, I was just kind of finding reasons to stay in. Like, no, it'll reject here, it'll reject here. And then it didn't reject, right? And it went back to break even. I honestly, I don't know if it's overconfidence because I felt like it was a pretty reasonable target. But yeah, maybe um, I'm also potentially loose with like my targets. Maybe if I'm loose with my stop losses, then maybe I'm also, loose with my levels. Because again, had it been 3 points higher, would have hit TP. I would have been happy that it reversed. I'd have been like, oh, great, like I bottom ticked that. And yeah, I don't know. A lot of
Yeah,
I
no.
don't knows.
Well, and I also don't want to like kind of overplay like a single scenario, right? You're talking
Yeah.
about like, the repetitiveness of this. So we can look at it from a technical standpoint, right? If there is something technical to clean up, like that actually could just be the answer. But, if we're looking at it from a mental and emotional standpoint, the the I guess well, has there been any hesitance to like kind of go back and re-examine some of your strategy, given current market conditions, to make adjustments? Not every trader does, and nor should they, but some market conditions demand some adaptation if there's going to be an inability to kind of handle those situations.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like on Monday mornings when I do the trade the open with Tanya, I always like, well, I'll tell Deli about like my game plan and stuff. And, since we have been in this like headline driven market, I've been trying to be more nimble, trying to be like, I know we won't possibly get that follow through that I'm looking for. And so I've been like kind of practicing to like maybe take partials or have a little bit of like if I want my TP to be here, I'll move it up a little bit just so that in case the market decides to reverse. So yeah, I'll have that in the back of my head and then sometimes like I'll forget about it and then I'll go back to like my old habits in a way.
Yeah.
Like everything you need to do, and then sometimes it just goes right out the window.
Yeah, so there's only two reasons that happens. Number one, you get too emotional, right? There's just too much
Hmm.
intensity, there's too much anger, there's too much frustration, too much fear, overconfidence, or there's just like a little bit of fatigue. So does it sort of stay in your mind kind of early and then kind of fade? And would fatigue be a relevant factor there?
I guess maybe because I think what makes my situation a little bit unique in comparison to some of the other traders that I trade live with is they do this like this is their full time, but they're only trading for whatever 1 to 2 hours a day. Whereas
Mhm.
I run my own group, and so just by default, my responsibility is to be at my desk. And I love doing this. Like I love being here. I make it very known to production, if you need someone to fill in, I'm here. Like I do this anyway. So maybe it could be fatigue because I spend so many hours at my desk in front of the screens. Like even if I'm not trading, I have 4 different screens that I'm looking at that's got charts, that's got, whatever the case may be. Like I'm always here. Could be fatigue.
Yeah, sometimes hard to kind of reconcile the like mental fatigue that exists because a lot of times we sort of relate it to just like our bodies and physically getting tired as the day goes on
Yeah.
or doing kind of intense activities. You know, I forget the exact research, but they've done it on chess players who are not physically moving anywhere, and the amount of energy that's being burned just from thinking is like staggering. So here you are, effectively like having a lot of mental activity for 10 to 14 hours a day. Is that
Yeah. I mean,
numbers?
it's more like 14 than 10, yeah, and sometimes even more because I'll be here 9 to 4, I'll take maybe an hour break to go to the gym or something, come back, and I'm basically at my desk till like 10, 11. And then wake up, repeat, do it again the same day and the next day. And then I don't know if you heard Jim asking if I'll be trading Asia, but like, yeah, like I'll trade Asia too. And so, yeah, I guess somewhere in that, there's that disconnect where it completely like becomes in the back of my head and the things that I know I'm supposed to do just kind of go poof.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, for everybody watching, like if you are not able to do the thing that you know what to do,
Hmm.
it's either those one or two reasons. Because what's happening is frontal lobe, right, where you have access to thinking, planning, making decisions. Emotional control is also a component there. As that kind of recedes, either because you're too emotional or because there's fatigue, you start to lose access to the things that you've more recently learned. So I don't know if you've heard the phrase like we don't rise to the level of our aspirations, we fall to the level of our training. So your sort of default is what's getting exposed, which is exactly what you said, right? You've got these kind of risk management weaknesses that are, they're not death blows, but like they're enough of a problem that just require more, we'll just say, regular focus and attention, right? You need sort of
Yeah.
reminders throughout the day. I mean, we could argue that you could benefit from finding smaller pockets of time to just take 3 to 5 minutes of like short rest. You're just kind of getting up, getting some fresh air, drinking some water. And I know being away from the charts is like sacrilegious to
Oh,
maybe you and to it's like so hard, but we look at the longevity. Like I can promise you that you get paid for those little pockets of time, even if you miss really good trade opportunities.
yeah.
Because your ability, A, to capitalize on better risk management, number one. Number two, if your learning curve continues to stay high, it becomes exponential, right? Like
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
percentage. I think as you said in your survey, like you want to be 1% better. Well, taking small breaks every hour. I mean, how long is what chart time frame do you typically trade on?
Uh, Preferably the 15, 30. Sometimes I'm looking at the hourly and the 4 hour.
Right. So you have like baked in like pockets of time where like you're not making a trade decision.
Yeah.
So use that. I mean, I know that there's a feeling like you kind of want to be there and like absorb and respond, but that may be the issue, right? Is like the inability to like truly manage yourself like an athlete would. I heard Tanya talking about her cousin who's going to go to UConn, which is insane. Grew up in Connecticut, huge UConn fan, so this is amazing that there's a connection here now. But like, you have to be really savvy to be peaking for 14 hours. And
Right.
it's not just like, bare knuckles, like go hard the whole time. It's go hard for 45, 50, 55 minutes, an hour, and then take these little 1 to 5 minute breaks to just like let yourself just sort of reset and then go hard again and then reset and then go hard again. I, I don't think you're going to see like a transformational difference like day one, but I think if you go like net doing this for 2 weeks compared to the previous 2 weeks, the frequency of your mistakes are going to go way down, and you might actually start to feel that growth curve where maybe you're accessing intuition a little bit more, right? Sometimes we forget about the ability to kind of actually like reach our top end capacity more frequently, and the only way to do that is with having sufficient energy. It is impossible to reach the zone to access reliable intuition without having enough energy. It's so maybe there's a component there that is sort of being missed in the value of taking that time off.
Yeah, I mean, even when I walk away from my desk, I've got TradingView on my phone, and it's like it's so weird because it's like it becomes subconscious where my fingers just go to TradingView on its own. It's just like out of habit. And even like you said, you're from Connecticut. I went to Connecticut last week where I just traded in the morning here on live, and then I went off for the rest of the day. Didn't look at the market, didn't trade again, none of that. It felt good, but then I felt like there was something missing. Like I was, I don't know how to describe it, but like, just felt like not like fear of missing out. It wasn't about like trading. It just like I felt like I didn't know what was going on in the market. Something's wrong, that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will agree. It's definitely not healthy.
So that kind of immersion needs to evolve to a more sophisticated style. So do you think maybe this is a bit of just sort of that transition from like kind of the earlier phase? And again, I know you've been trading for,
Yeah.
a chunk of time here. It's not like you're, a newbie here, but this is still a difficult kind of enterprise. And so kind of transitioning into that like kind of next phase of your career where you can be a bit more savvy with your energy, your focus, the time in which you're, trading.
I mean, it could be because like with trading, there's always that evolvement, right? Like you're always growing as a person, as a trader. I'm always learning something new. So it could be part of that. And the other thing could be that with trading, it's so different from any other career because I'm here at my desk, I'm also very aware of what's going on around the world. Like I'm very tuned into, news, what's going on, like economically, what's happening with data, and like, yeah, maybe those are like some of the things that keep me in these bad habits.
Yeah, and you like it. Like it's not like I think if you
Yeah.
didn't love it, like it wouldn't be so consuming. But uh, it's at least worth an experiment. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think we could agree to that. And one of the things you'd want to look for is a sign that maybe there's something of value here is um, are you able to kind of put pieces together a little bit more clearly? Maybe in terms of setting TPs or maybe just in terms of understanding how certain news events might line up. That ability to kind of see beyond what is obvious is, what great traders are able to do.
Right.
And so I know you can do that already. It's a question of like, does it become, you know, does it enhance even more? Do you become even better at that because you have these little pockets where your mind's able to kind of process and decompress a little bit, and it's not just sort of all consumption. And obviously, there's still, processing and you're making sense of things,
Yeah.
but there's an ability to step back and see how things fit together in ways that maybe aren't as crystal clear now. And again, I'm estimating here, but what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth a shot and like definitely not opposed to it, I can recognize that these habits are not good habits. I can recognize that these habits could be the reason for, where I lack in certain areas. And so, yeah, definitely we'll try that in next couple weeks, not just 2 weeks. But this is definitely something I've come into 2026. I mean, it's a little cliche, but I did make like my own like New Year resolution for trading specifically. And like I did say, like things that I wanted to work on, and this one being one of them, right? And of course, like when you are full time as a trader, you don't want to be stuck to the screens the whole time. The point of this is to like get that financial freedom and kind of have time to do other things, whether it be with family or friends or whatever else, go golfing, for example. And so yeah, maybe this is something I can definitely work on and try and get better at, so that I'm not constantly here.
Totally. And so let's just assume that you try this, and as you said, there's a kind of initial, whether we call it FOMO, whether we call it just like kind of wanting to know. It doesn't matter what the name is.
Yeah.
So there's two things. One is you can deal with that by kind of writing down like what's going through your mind when you step away. You could just bring like your phone and take like an audio recording, but what I think will make it challenging is if you kind of just keep it in your head, it's going to become a battle that's not going to be super obvious, like what it is that you're kind of battling up against. Because as you said, you're not really even sure what's there. But there's clearly something that's probably going to pop up that either drives you or at least like you kind of like want to participate.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two is it's going to feel uncomfortable, right? The change and the newness by definition has to be uncomfortable. So take that as a sign that you're doing something right in following through with your New Year's resolution. Because if you do what's easy, that's you kind of falling back to the default, which is, kind of that level of training that currently is there. You're fantastic at that level of risk management. And if you want to upgrade it, well, then it's going to require some discomfort. And maybe this is a part of it, that it's how do you create the energy, the clarity of mind to keep that improvement top of mind at times where it kind of typically like decays and fatigues and loses, and it's easy to lose sight of.
Yeah, I mean, that all sounds good. And like in other aspects of my life where I've tried to do things that require change, I'll always keep in the back of my head, like, if I fall back into the bad habit, I've just wasted all this progress that I've made. Like I just did, I just went through like 3 days of sticking to my word, and then now why would I fall back into that and then give up the 3 days so like I do have that like mental strength, and I know that, and so yeah, I guess just have to really try.
Yeah, and know that there's a life cycle to this. So where you are right now is a stage called conscious competence, where you're good at it, but you just have to be able to have it top of mind and be able to think about it.
Yeah.
Like to truly kind of upgrade your habits, to truly kind of upgrade your skills, you got to reach unconscious competence where you can do it automatically. It's like the back of your hand. And to get to that place, some people say, it takes you 30 days to change a habit. That's only true with something that is like really, really basic. And a lot of times it's 30 days to establish that competency, but it might be another 90 to 180 days where it becomes truly kind of automatic. And that doesn't mean that you're having to like work incredibly hard for 6 months to like drill this thing. It's like, no, 30 days probably to kind of get it started, but then you can't kind of lose sight of it. Otherwise, you're just sort of going to fall back, right? So it's how do you stay aggressive when it starts to become easier? That's like the hardest part for a lot of people. Is like through that kind of phase of the progression.
All right. I mean, you've definitely motivated me to work on this, and I hope people in the chat can also take something away from this. I know I have. And another good thing, like another outlook that I have on life is like time is passing by, whether you work on the thing you need to work on, or whether you just stay in the same place. And so, I mean, guys, we're in April. These past 4 months have gone by so fast. The next 4 will come just as fast. And if I start today working on this, then I know that, in 4 months' time, I'll look back and I'll be like, wow, thank you, past Salma, for doing the things that she needed to do so that I can get here. And I know all this sounds cliche, but like it's just so true. And
No, it's beautiful.
I know
That's
these
great.
things. I know these things I just got to do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the do it is probably like a little bit of preparation to kind of set the trajectory for the day. It's like today is the day where I'm gonna make the improvement, and make the improvement is gonna come in these little pockets. And then as I'm making improvements, I'm not gonna lose sight of the fact that there will be steps back.
Yeah.
But if the trend line is moving in the right direction, like the progress is gonna come like a stock, right? It's just we want
Right.
the 50-day moving average to be moving upwards in your favor.
I love me some moving averages, so it's a good
Yeah, get after it.
analogy.
Get after it. All right, Salma, great
Thank you,
stuff. So,
Jared.
so obviously this was not maybe as deep as you were fearful of, but like I think the lesson is right. Things can be quite practical. Sometimes it's just taking a step back and looking at it from a different perspective. So, really appreciate you coming on today. It was a lot of fun and enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. And as always, chat, take care.
Amazing, amazing. Selma, you're the best. That was great. So for a lot of people, as I said, right, these kind of phases of learning anything, right? It's how do you set the sort of trajectory for your improvement, and sometimes it's setting goals, sometimes it's doing a little bit of problem solving around why you're stuck in some repetitive habits. So I see a bunch of questions that have come in. Let me first announce the winners. So we got two of the three winners are going to be announced now. The third one is going to be announced after my next segment. And you've got like 1 minute to respond. So if you're not here, we're going to pick somebody else. First, Reginald York. If you're here, reach out and we'll get you a free copy of the book. Second one, R2 underscore 2023. Both of you are the winners. So congratulations, and certainly hope you enjoyed the book. All right, I see a couple questions in here. Let me get to these first, and then we're going to bring our next guest, Elizabeth. Let's see here. George asking, how do you overcome trading gains too quickly and keep losing positions too long? Okay, so there's a risk calculation that is super common here that is kind of backwards, right? A lot of traders will cut off gains just to get some profit, and then they'll hold on to losers longer out of the hopes that it'll recover. But by kind of chopping off those gains early, it feels like a win because you've made some money. But if you were running a business and you were continually selling your products at a significant discount, that business is going to fail unless the profit margin of that business implied those kinds of discounts. Like these, I don't know, like furniture, I feel like is a scam, right? Like it's always discounted 40, 50, 60%. Like, so that is baked into their profit margin. But if you are selling your trades at a 50% margin, 50% discount, like you're slowly failing, right? It feels like a win, and that's the risk calculation that's a little bit off. So you're zooming in, feeling like you're winning, even though you're slowly losing. That to me is the biggest thing to crack through on the top end. And on the bottom end, it's killing the hope, right? The risk management is what keeps you in the game. Again, it's baked into your profit margin. If you're not like allowing your expenses to be capped, then you're kind of bleeding from behind. All of the things I might have just mentioned might be obvious to you, and if that is the case, and you haven't trained yourself to apply this logic on a regular basis, then make sure that you're doing that. Because as I was talking about with Salma, going from your default, which is currently this issue, to something that is new requires a lot of repetition. So sometimes traders think that, kind of intellectually you understand how to fix these issues and forget about the training that is required to actually learn how to do something different. All right. I think there's one more question, and then we're going to get to Elizabeth. All right. So you're a golfer like Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy? No. I mean, I technically play golf, but no, I'm not a professional at any close level to those guys. I mean, I'm a +2, so I'm not like a hack, but I feel like a hack compared to those guys. It's remarkable how good they are. I've seen, I work with some PGA Tour players. I was at the Players Championship earlier this year. When you see it up close, it's not like I can hit some of those shots like once, but to do it again and again under the most demanding circumstances with thousands of people watching, like it is remarkable. And forget like the tee to green shots, like their ability to hit the short game shots is on a completely different level. All right, maybe we'll get to one more quick question here. Advise on mental fatigue, ruminating. Okay, so ruminating where your mind is just sort of snowballing on itself. This issue is generally going to be powered by some emotion. A lot of times it's fear. Anger can do it too, where you just sort of get in a loop of self-criticism. You get a loop in trying to dissect and understand your own mistakes. So anger obviously can do that too. But fear is oftentimes what kind of drives our mind into overdrive. So as I was mentioning to Salma, right, in situations where you're stuck, taking a step back and writing or talking can be your way of kind of getting out of your head, right? Sometimes when the issues are just sort of swirling, you really kind of can't see the forest for the trees. How do you take a step back? How do you examine the bigger picture? Well, you got to write it out, right? And it's going to give you the visibility of what you're actually dealing with. And then you can start to break down and understand the underlying flaws. It might be an illusion of control. It might be having very high expectations of yourself. It might be an intolerance for mistakes, where you sort of expect you to make no mistakes. And there are learning mistakes that are, I would argue, very similar to like an infant, or not infant, but like a toddler learning to walk, right? We're kind of bumbling around and you're going to make mistakes. It's sort of inevitable when you run into the upper end of your ability. Mistakes don't have to be doing the things that you know are wrong, right? Sometimes, the intolerance of mistakes, it's either kind of black or white. You're either doing things great or you're making mistakes, and that's sort of too narrow of an issue. All right, looks like we had to redraw. So the next winner is Spencer King 589. Are you here? I see one question. Golf is more mental than anything else. That is not true. I've actually got a new book coming out, Everyday Golf Psychology. And in chapter 1, I talk about how golf is not 90% mental. Just like trading. Trading is not 90% mental either. Trading and golf are technical activities. In golf, it's represented physically. Right? You have to be physically capable of swinging. Right? There's no chance that I could become a tour player just like that, because my mind is maybe better suited. And I could argue that's the case with certainly my clients, but they've got the technical abilities that I don't. And the same is true with the traders that I work with. I certainly should be more mentally capable than the traders that I'm working with, but they have the technical expertise. So no, these activities are primarily technically based. My job is to help you get the most out of what you have. I can't make it transformationally better. I can maybe unlock that opportunity, but I can't give it to you immediately. All right. Let's get Elizabeth up here and dive into the issues that she is dealing with.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. How are you?
I'm doing okay today. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So, if you would maybe just provide a little bit of a background and your experience in trading, and then a bit about the issues or problems that you want to address today.
Okay. I've been trading about 2 years. I started just doing sim for about 6 to 7 months. Have switched to prop trading, and I actually do have some. I have passed some eval accounts. My issue seems to be right now, when I get close to hitting the goal, I just totally blow it, which stinks. And yeah, so, and it just really gets in my head a lot.
Totally.
I feel like when I, make a dumb mistake like that, I'm just throwing money out the door.
And what would you describe as the dumb mistake in that moment?
I maybe like lose some money. Well, let's back up. Actually, probably the night before, when I'm really close, like between $600 and $300 away, I get in my head, okay, I can do this in this amount of trades, or, things are going to go this way. And the next morning when I start trading, everything goes completely the wrong way. And the next thing you know, I'm down, but then I get in my head and I go, you can make this back, you can make this back. And then that usually doesn't happen. So
yeah. So first off, very common issue, right? Especially given how large the prop firm industry has gotten. Many traders in a very similar position as you are. So common issue. Um, you mentioned this sort of change in mentality where the night before you realize you're close,
Yeah.
and then it sounds like you become much more kind of P&L focused and
Yeah.
almost kind of verge into a little bit of predicting and
Yeah.
anticipating kind of
Yeah.
what you want to happen. Um, let's just maybe back up. Like, how would you describe your trading, your approach to trading prior to that?
I do. I seem to follow rules fine. Um, I think I just get like, yeah, it's just, I become all about money. Like, oh, this is fine. I'm going to finally gain some of that money back that I paid out, for this account. And it's just crazy. Even though in my mind, I'm going, just, stop acting like this. It almost becomes like a revenge. Yeah. At some point, especially if I go too far down.
Hmm.
Um, and then it's just become, I just get really mad. And yeah, then
Mostly at yourself?
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah, again, I just feel like I'm letting, everybody down. Because I don't work. I was a stay-at-home mom for like 26 years. So I thought, oh, I should, I can do this. I know I can do this. My mom actually traded options like a long, long time ago. And I don't know a whole lot about this, but I actually stumbled across somebody doing some of this on YouTube, which was probably not the best person to watch, but that's okay. And I thought, I think I can do this. And it's really a lot harder than anyone leads you to believe. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the learn and the variability that exists for how long it kind of takes people to get over the hump is, I think, wider than, some people say it's like 3 to 5 years. I'd say sometimes it's more like 3 to 10 years can be the
Yeah.
window. And I don't mean to scare people with the 10 years things. It's not everybody that, but like I've had plenty of clients who it's taken that long to really create the breakthrough. And how much of that is technical, how much of it is mental, hard to say. But the point is, you're learning to do something that's challenging, right? You wouldn't hire a lawyer who only had 2 years of experience. So would
Yeah.
you hire yourself to trade? Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have the skills. You clearly do, but there's elements here that need to get worked out in order to be able to access your skills more regularly. There's a few things that you said in terms of kind of what seems to be kind of adding a lot of pressure on you on that kind of night before. Number one, like the self-criticism feels burdensome. And I say that because you use the word finally. And I'm not like a critic of words. I
Yeah.
really kind of examine the way people say things to try to understand the intent. And the intent of that word finally has like a weight to it. Like you're carrying like the baggage and the burden of all the self-criticism that's kind of built up. And if I'm correct in that regard, what that tells me is that maybe from the beginning, either the expectations were quite high, or as I was kind of alluding to in one of the other questions, there's like an insensitivity to kind of any of those kind of toddler-like missteps. So I'll kind of toss it back to you. Did any of that resonate?
Yes, definitely. I think the timeline that I actually set for myself to become profitable was very unrealistic. And again, and I'm not that it's on me because I started following someone that had years of trading in, but they still blow a lot of accounts. And in that, through the Discord, I met a lot of other people that had been trading for 10 plus years, and they were all very profitable. And I think I just got that in my mind, that's going to be me, not thinking that, it took them all a while to learn things too. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's the halo effect, right?
Mhm.
You're kind of surrounded by people, and it
Yeah.
sort of starts to feel like
Mhm.
you are like them. And I would imagine that there's like a maturity that you have because a lot of traders can sometimes be younger. So
Yeah.
your experience and your wisdom in life, it kind of carries
Yeah.
over and
Yeah.
allows you to have, just a clear perspective. And so you kind of see that kinship
Mhm.
amongst other people that are
Mhm.
more savvy in that regard. But
Yeah.
then again, there's like a technical gap that exists,
Yeah.
that kind of the halo maybe doesn't get appreciated well enough and allows you to then be incredibly critical of yourself. And if that's a tendency that you have outside of trading, then it's naturally going to bleed in here and allow that intolerance for the learning process that really needs to go
Mhm.
on here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a lot of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do you tend to have high expectations of yourself in general?
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm used to just doing stuff like setting a goal and getting it. Yeah.
yeah. And so uh, maybe a challenging question, but what is different from trading from the other things that you've done where you've been able to put your mind to something and get it for
I
people?
think trading, and again, not trying to make excuses, but I think just because I was like a stay-at-home mom for a while, believe it or not, even though the kids were doing computer stuff and I was helping them with that, you still lose touch with technology
Hmm.
because they are, doing a whole different thing. And that has been one of the harder things for me. Just figuring out all the technology and how to set things up and trying to just figure out what makes sense in my mind because I found that the more the more things that are on a chart, it's just like it's very, I don't know, distracting to me and I
Hmm.
can't focus on what I should be looking at, if that makes sense. I think that's been one of the hardest things, trying to find what makes sense to me as a trader, like what cues to use.
Hmm. That's the beauty of trading is that there are so many different ways to get it done, but the way not to get it done is to overwhelm yourself. So I think you're
Yeah.
you're correct in allowing your mind the processing ability with
Mhm.
whatever your capacity is right now. And maybe in 2, 3 years, that'll change. You
Yeah.
can add different indicators, style
Mhm.
will evolve. But I think the key part now is how can you become like a really good learner? How can
Mhm.
you allow yourself to kind
Mhm.
of go through the stages of trading? And here you are, having gotten to this point successfully, right? You're right on the
Yeah.
precipice of getting funded and kind of reaching a new level. But again, the self-criticism that kind of builds up prior to that is
Mhm.
actually kind of more consequential before. So I'm not saying that you can just sort of forgive the past and just like let it
Mhm.
go as if it's this,
Mhm.
you know, psychobabbly kind of idea. But I do think that by examining past mistakes with a fresh perspective, where, because again, self-criticism as a construct, like as a thing, can be
Mhm.
incredibly helpful. Okay. When,
Mhm.
when your mind looks back and reflects on the things that you did poorly, it's a great way to learn.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
Yeah.
that's not what this has turned into, right? It
Yeah.
becomes more punishing,
Yeah.
right, than it does become clarifying of like how to improve. So the punishing nature of it comes from the expectations. So in order to truly kind of transform the self-criticism of the past, it's about like recalibrating the expectations. And in my world, the expectations should be your floor.
Okay.
And in other words, they kind of support your growth. They don't
Mhm.
hover above you like a demanding figure saying, jump higher, you suck. Why can't you reach me?
Mhm.
Because it's not helping you. For some people, it might, and then
Yeah.
I don't have conversations with them. But for a lot of people, what happens with these expectations is they actually damage confidence because you're being measured up against this artificially high standard. I mean, you would never treat a toddler the way that you're treating
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying be too kind. I'm
No.
saying what is required for you to learn at a very efficient rate. And it's
Mhm.
getting your expectations to be the floor and
Mhm.
converting your aspirations of getting funded, providing a secondary income, being, wildly successful, make those goals, right?
Okay.
Goals imply learning, imply ups and downs, imply setbacks, imply a lot of things that you don't yet know. You don't even know what you don't know yet.
Yeah.
So the goal is kind of open your mind to the potential for that. And again, it's not like a singular moment, right? You're going to kind of go forth after the session and be able to, kind of have this permanently, but it's, you can kind of crystallize it as part of your prep for each trading session,
Okay.
saying very clearly, okay, how am I going to learn efficiently today
Mhm.
versus how am I going to, make the P&L that I need to in order to
Yeah.
get funded? And eventually, being more result driven on a P&L basis will make sense. But right now, it's not helping you to perform. If it was helping you to perform, then it would be great. It'd be great. We have to understand the elements that help to kind of produce our top end performance. So I know I said a lot there, but what are your thoughts?
I totally agree with what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. No, I totally agree with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I need to also be smarter about just taking time, I think, also, and looking at charts and just going, it doesn't look like a great day to trade because again, I think I'm kind of getting over this, but FOMO, like every time you look at the charts, you should be taking a trade. And that doesn't work either.
So intellectually, you know this. So now the question is like, how do you learn how to integrate that aspect of trading? Because as a trader, right, it feels like your job is to take trades,
Mhm.
or the reality is, as a trader, you are always in a position. You're either in cash or in a position or actually actively in a trade. But
Okay.
both
Yeah.
are considered positions. So being able to kind of train and learn how to navigate those moments where, your mind wants to jump into a
Yeah.
trade, and how do you take a step back and say, no, I know better. So kind of acting on that wisdom, I think, is actually a lot easier when the self-criticism starts to die off and you can really kind of get yourself tuned into the aspirations and the goals versus just the demanding that you get the money, because the demanding to get the money is going to basically say, no, 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 you can't take time off. No, you got to find a way to make money in this
Yeah.
market.
Yeah,
There are
definitely.
traders that can make money in every market. It's like, okay, well, that is factually true, but that's not where I am now. I'm a
Yeah.
toddler bumbling around. I can't be sprinting in the Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think you're very right. I think also I very much underestimated um, how hard just the mental part of this, like telling yourself to stop or take a minute and just look at things. You don't need to jump in. That's really been a hard struggle too.
And so the mental component of that, I would actually argue, is more like technical in nature, right? It's like
Okay.
learning the nuances of what it means to be a trader, which is mental because it's kind of in your head, but it's,
Mhm.
to me, it's equivalent to my golf swing, right? You're
Okay.
learning like the technique and the mechanics of placing trades, taking trades, looking at markets, finding edges, but also how do you sit on your hands? How do you cut losses? How do you hold on to winners? How do
Mhm.
you maintain commitment to your execution and process when you're on the verge of getting funded? How do you
Yeah.
maintain commitment to process and execution when, you just had your first five-figure month? I mean, there's those challenges. I don't really consider them to be truly mental. I consider
Okay.
them to be like techniques
Mhm. Okay.
that are sort of the requirements of being a savvy trader.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so
Yeah.
train it. Like just embrace the reality that you're an infant. It's a great place to be. It can be fun
Yeah.
and exciting and enthusiastic, and you're
Yeah.
gonna fall. And it's like, but can you kind of keep falling less bad and less frequently and
Yeah.
falling forward in a sense? And that's the sucking less. That's the kind of having your C game climbing higher. And
Yeah.
yeah, but like I think the real key for you will be when you sort of have that self-criticism kick on, how quickly can you convert it into curiosity, right? Like,
Okay.
why did this happen? Right? Not the demeaning, demanding, like, oh,
Mhm.
why did this happen? What can I learn? Like, I'm not really sure. Or, oh, I probably could have caught it earlier. Or maybe I need to do some more writing or just some reading. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to have all the answers
Yeah.
immediately, but the self-criticism, if it's not helpful, needs to get converted into that curiosity.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Great. You're very welcome. All right, Elizabeth. Well, again, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can relate both to your situation and, kind of what we were
Yeah.
talking about here in terms of the,
Yeah.
the solutions. So
Yeah. Thank you for your help.
absolutely. Awesome. Oh God, it's so much fun when you get people who are so open about the issues that they're talking about, they're dealing with, and you know, enthusiastic about improvement. So again, thank you, Elizabeth, for coming on today. All right, I see some questions. We got about 10 minutes left here, so throw as many questions into the chat, and I'll get to as many as I can. But we do have our final giveaway winner of the mental game of trading. KDR 246-EF1GD. If you're here, congratulations. You get to have a copy of my book, and maybe it'll help you like it's helped Salma and Elizabeth. Say indirectly here today, but awesome. All right, some questions that can be on any topic. Let's see what we got. CK, is there such a thing as giving yourself permission to make money trading? I know what you're talking about here, and I think that is like kind of a byproduct of what like sometimes people call imposter syndrome. Sometimes people talk about it like similar to Elizabeth, where you kind of get close to the breakthrough and you're not really kind of able to kind of get through it. And so it feels like your relationship with money is such that you are like kind of stuck in losing and not being able to you know, kind of create that that breakthrough. There's a great book like The Psychology of Money, which might help to reorient your relationship with money. For me, though, what I think it's more about is confidence, and sometimes some people need to see themselves to be successful. Other people need to see the proof before they believe it, and I suspect you're the latter. That there's an element that you need to sort of see it to believe it, but in order to see it, you need to have a bit more confidence. So what I would suggest you do, take some time regularly for the next couple weeks. Call it 5-10 minutes a day. Write about all the things that you're great at with trading thus far. And maybe all the things that you've learned, things that you might take for granted. Because sometimes when you are developing, you end up kind of taking for granted a lot of your hardened skills. And in the heat of the moment where that breakthrough has the potential to, similar to Elizabeth, you lose sight of it. You kind of forget it. And so it feels like there's nothing to sort of support you, as if you were climbing a mountain with no rope. If you fall, now it's going to be quite painful. But in actuality, there's a lot of skill, there's a lot of experience, there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom and hardened tactics that are behind you. I would suggest 5 to 10 minutes, a couple times a day or every day for the next couple weeks to solidify that. And then you're not going to need permission to make money from trading. Then you're going to have that belief help you to kind of cross over that final threshold. All right, KNVXO, can you dive deeper into that context being technical practice versus mental? I feel like that fits my shoe perfectly, where I'm either right or wrong, and when I'm wrong, I attack my mental ability. Yeah, so there's this, I think, general kind of assumption that trading is all about psychology because it's this thing that kind of lives in our brain. But the reality is there's a lot of hardened techniques that have to be acquired in order to become a skilled trader. And I believe that those are, again, equivalent to a golfer's golf swing, you know, an athlete's technique. And so I don't consider that stuff to be psychology. Where I can consider to be psychology would be the emotions that cause issues like fear and FOMO and revenge trading and greed and overconfidence and lacking confidence. And of course, the discipline issues like procrastination and lack of focus, being overly results oriented, right? There's a lot of flaws and biases and wishes, illusions, and expectations that you are bringing into the market. Now, they also affect your ability to learn, right? As we've seen today. So that stuff is really the psychology of trading in my opinion. But like we can't consider the mechanisms that trading is mostly a mental activity, much like golf is mostly a physical activity. That to me is not really the psychology that is interesting to me. But here you are saying like you shift it where you're either right or wrong. I attack my mental ability. You know, another flaw that exists is very binary or black or white thinking. And that sounds like you to a T. There is a gray area that exists. And here's the gray area when it comes to mistakes. In your A game, when you're trading at your best, any mistakes that exist there are learning errors. These are things that you could not have anticipated. They are you running into the upper end of your ability. On the flip side, your C game, you at your worst, those are primarily mental and emotionally caused, meaning all the issues I've just mentioned are the primary contributor to that. Why? Because it's not about your intelligence. It's not about your knowledge at that point. Right? You're doing things that you know are wrong. But the mistake is not the mistake. The mistake is not closing a position prematurely. It's not holding onto a loser too long. The mistake is not recognizing the mental or emotional factors that sort of forced your hand and compelled you to make that mistake. Okay. In your B game is kind of a blend of the two. There's a little bit of something mentally, emotionally off, and there's something tactically that's a little bit off as well. So here you are trying to break apart this binary black or white way of viewing mistakes. Well, there's the roadmap for doing it. And especially when it comes to the mental and emotional stuff, that's the thing that people have the hardest time problem solving for. And that is why I wrote The Mental Game of Trading. So I know we've got 3 lucky winners who are going to be able to do that dissection for themselves today. So for those that don't, certainly grab that book as well. All right. Let's see other questions that have come in. We've got a couple minutes left here. I have a new fear that AI is going to change the game, so I'm suddenly in a rush to make more. I've heard the fear mongering for, uh, not just AI, but like, having come from poker, Mental Game of Poker was the book I wrote before The Mental Game of Trading, and people talked for years about how the game was going to die up because of bots and because of AI and because of and the reality is like live poker has never been healthier. In other words, trading has been around for thousands of years. It is not going away. The form will change as it has changed many times before. AI is a legitimate contributor to how that change will occur, but it is not a disqualifier for the opportunity to make money from trading. All right. All right, that was a good explanation. I lost my funded because I over leveraged on 2 trades. It was not technically revenge trading, but it was a technical level. Okay, but if you're over leveraged, right, and you're trading outside of your strategy and system, right, in a funded account, like you're gambling to some degree, right? Your style and strategy does not allow for that leverage. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been talking about it. So I would examine why, in that moment, you decided to put on too much leverage. It didn't happen randomly, right? Mental and emotional issues don't happen randomly. They have a patterning to it, just like there are patterns in the market that you're trying to capitalize on more. This stuff is not random. We just have to take those steps back to really examine the patterning that exists in our minds and our emotions and our actions and our behaviors to understand the causality and figure out like real sustainable changes and improvements that can be made. And that's what we were looking for today with both Salma and Elizabeth. All right, perhaps our last question here. What is the best way to work on C game? Number one, take a lot of good notes. I think the most common problem with C game is that people want to ignore it. They want to just sort of put it aside. That's not me. I know exactly what I did wrong, right? As I said before, right? Intellectually, it's not a question. You know what you did wrong. It's obvious. And so it seems like it should just be easy to fix. So the reality is that you don't know how to fix it yet. You know what is wrong, but you don't know why you're doing what you know is wrong. And that is the sort of key shift in perspective. So that's the first thing that has to change is I don't know, right? You're stuck in a repetitive pattern. There has to be something more to the equation. You're not an idiot, right? As much as emotions and these mental stuff makes us do dumb things, right? You have the intellectual capacity to problem solve, but you shut that problem solving off by assuming that you already have enough information to solve it. And the reality is you don't. So take a step back and start taking some notes, right? I use a data collection worksheet. I talk about it in the book. On my website, there's a downloadable, but really it's just about identifying the thoughts that are going through your mind when you're struggling, what the emotions are, what changes in behaviors or actions, physical signs, what's the actual mistake, what's perhaps the trigger for it. So if the issue is getting close to being funded, the issue is certain market conditions, whatever the triggers, gathering up all that data, again, not a solution, but it takes out of your head all these kind of puzzle pieces that help you to formulate a clear vision of what's going on. And then from there, you can start to look for the flaws, the biases, the wishes, the illusions, because that is really the meat of the problem. And yes, it is a bit challenging to kind of do that dissection on your own, but I promise you can do it once you start asking the right questions and gathering up the right information and data. So good stuff all around. I certainly want to thank everybody for sticking around and participating both with questions and just being here in chat. I'd love to see all the stuff in here. You guys are certainly very active, and love to see that. And I appreciate all those who signed up for a chance to win my books. Again, if you want to be on the next episode of Retail Therapy, fill out that survey, right? And I'll be back next time with another episode. Until then, wish you all very well. Take care.